The 1999 Australian Football League Grand Final, played at the Melbourne Cricket Ground on the 24th of September 1999 between North Melbourne and Carlton. The teams: North Melbourne, backs Pickett, Martin, Archer. Half-backs Pike, Longmire, King. Centres: Grant, A. Stevens, Blakey. Half-forwards: Welsh, Carey, Abraham. Forwards: Harvey, McKernan, Scholl. Followers: Capuano, Simpson, Bell. Interchange: Ellison, Clayton, Mooney and Motlop. Carlton: backs Rice, Silvani, Franchina. Half-backs: Mackay, Sexton, Nelson. Centres: Camporelli, Cooper-Peters, Massey. Half-forwards: Hamill, Whitnell, Bradley. Forwards: Lappin, Manton, Murphy. Followers: Allen and Ratton, Brown. Interchange: Beaumont, Christo, Hickmott and Hogg. There were no changes in the selected sides. Crowd: 94,228. Umpires: Allen, McLaren and Coates. Weather: fine. Norm Smith Medal winner for the best player in the grand final, Shannon Grant of the Kangaroos. Reserves grand final, Essendon 20 goals 13 defeated St Kilda 11 goals 10. The 1999 Brownlow medal was won by Shane Crawford of Hawthorn. The game commences on tape 46.
Who'll get the first takeaway? It'll be King. Handball's out of the centre square. Diving on it, Allison just overran it slightly. A touch of nerves. Hamill pounces. Someone pounces on him. Caught. And there is a free kick. It's against Stevens. No, Stevens is the one that tackled Hamill. Behind play, Simpson a free. Kicks it long. Carey! Silvani in his back. Umpire blindsided. Play on. Ratton kicks outside defence. A big punch away, ball in the centre of the ground. Free kick's been paid. The punch away against Blakey. Free kick goes to Manton inside the centre circle for the Blues.
Lined up in attack again. Well done, Silvani. Saved Carlton a moment ago. Manton over half forward. Whitnell leads. He can't get to the fall of that. Sexton up there with Mooney on his hammer. Goes backwards before the hip and shoulder. Gives to Murphy. Swings it to the forward pocket. Pickett outmanoeuvres Lappin. Juggles. Doesn't take the mark. A little hand pass Capuano. Getting it off to Stevens, who gets a kick. Out beyond the 50. Bouncing ball into space. Hamill beats off Martin and then fell over. Martin runs onto it. Ran into a Bradley tackle, but gets it off to Harvey. Breaks away. Kicks the Kangaroos into attack. Silvani does well. Carey fell over, trying to escape his shackles, and Silvani takes the mark. 2-0 Silvani on the defensive 50.
And an important 2-2 to set the standard of the game, perhaps. Short pass to Murphy, good. Murphy from halfback. Long bomb. Allen can't take the mark, dumps it down. Beaumont was there. Bradley plays for the free against Pickett. Doesn't get it. A pack forms around the ball with Fraser Brown on the bottom of the pack. And there will be a bounce. Big crowd in, and for the first time today, some sunshine on the MCG. The football gods have provided some blue sky for the opening. The bounce. Allen knocks down to Brown, who's on hands and knees. Stevens dives in, and there will be another bounce on the point of the centre square. Half-forward flank, MCC members grandstand side. Half-forward for Carlton, half-back for the Roos. 2 minutes played, no score to either side.
The arm wrestle is on. Capuano and Allen jostle. Neither a clean hand onto the footy. Pickett has a swing and misses. Taken by Pike. He's wrapped up in a double tackle, and there'll be a ball up. The Kangaroos gaining a few metres off their half-back line up towards the centre. Umpire Scott McLaren to ball it up as Pike comes in and vigorously seeks to extricate the ball from the grasp of Brett Ratton. And now they run into each other, shoulder to shoulder. Umpire McLaren bounces the footy, truly. And again, the ruckman jostle for position. Two Carlton players fought each other to try and pinch it. Neither did another pack, another ball up. So not a particularly attractive start. On the upside, the sun has broken through, and we have pale blue sky over the MCG. Stan.
And both coaches would be rapt at the endeavour of their players at this point of time. They've come out really switched on both sides.
Bounce on the wing. Ball knocked down to Peter Bell. Goes backwards with a hammer towards King. Breaks through an attempted tackle by Ratton. Kicks toward Camporelli, who marks on the wing. The kick was under pressure, and Camporelli took it about 30 metres away. MCC members side. Kicks long. Hamilton, King. King, good commitment. Back with the flight. He's hurt, but he gets up. Martin handballs to him. He didn't really want it, and he knocked it straight to Murphy. Murphy's kick smothered by King. Oh, he wanted that. Oh, he wanted to push that out of bounds like he never wanted anything before. And 3 kicks to Murphy so far, Jack. Thank you. 4 minutes played. Still no score to either side.
Not a nice ball for King to have to stand under. Now Whitnell and Archer. Archer has picked him up. They ruck. It falls to Simpson. Quick kick for Harvey. Camporelli came at him. Got him in the back as Harvey was on the ground. Camporelli fell over the top of him. Behind the centre line, North to Mountain attack. A hand pass to King. Doesn't really set him up. Harvey lays the shepherd. Kick is good to Simpson. 4 to the wing. Here go the Kangaroos. Long ball. A little untidy. Won't land for anybody. Silvani with good recovery. Tries to get it to Rice, who wasn't expecting it. Kangaroos a chance. Carey across the body. High. Lobbing in the goal square. McKay gets back. It falls off his chest, with Grant meeting him shoulder to shoulder, and it goes through for a behind. The first score of the grand final took 4.5 doer minutes. Kangaroos are behind. Carlton not on the board.
Short pass out from full back of about 40 metres to Rice is perfect. Rice toward the wing. Martin and Hamill. Hamill, good mark. 2 grab mark against Martin. You won't be happy with that, Mick. Shakes his head. Stands his ground now. Short pass, centre of the ground. Camporelli. This looks good for the Blues. Camporelli inside 50. Lappin doesn't quite get there. Gets there on the bounce. Handball's out and is caught. Doesn't get a free kick. He tried the Bartlett, but it didn't come off, Stan.
No, but it was great initiative. He knew that Pickett was bearing down on him. Got rid of the ball, probably a little bit unlucky because Pickett certainly hung onto him and impeded him after he disposed of it correctly.
5 minutes played first term. Blues yet to score. They're in their forward pocket. Ball back of the pack to Lappin. Pickett tries to kick it off the ground. Brown a snap around the body for the Blues, and it's through for a behind. Scores a level. 5.5 minutes in first term. 1 behind apiece.
I've been actually surprised that Anthony Stevens is picking up Camporelli, who's a real speedster. That's exactly the opposite to what I was expecting. I thought Brown or Ratton, who aren't over quick, would be the players for him to pick up, but it's Dennis Pagan has opted him for the other player.
Scores also level in the tennis. 3-all in the 5th set. King plays on. Kicks a little dangerously. Ratton scouting a pack from 45. Drives a goal. First blood to the Blues. The blue-blooded Ratton. Carlton 1-1. Kangaroos 1 behind.
Back in the centre. Capuano to go at it against Allen. And it's a perfect bounce. Up they fly. Capuano down to King. Free kick. Murphy must have been inside the square too early. No, it wasn't. Must have been Simpson. Free kick to Carlton. And it'll go to Allen. Hands off to Bradley. The little give by the ruckman behind. Trademark stuff. Bradley kicks long. Whitnell up. Pickett got a hand in the way. Might have got a free kick. Does get a free kick. Lappin kicks the goal, but it won't count. And the free kick was there. Byron Pickett to take it. Back pocket for the Kangaroos. 7 minutes in first term. Carlton 1-1-7. Roos 1 behind.
Blues get back and let the Kangaroos take away a possession. It's as though they're flooding the midfield. And Archer just trots around the half-back flank, kicks to the wing. Silvani there with another big spoil. Whitnell the crumb gives to Christou, who swings it into half-forward. Won't be much there for Carlton. Pick it up with a spoil. Hamill at ground level for Carlton is pushed in the back. A Carlton free kick. And now they swarm forward. Camporelli running goalward, wanting it to come quickly, but Hamill didn't have the ball. It was being held up. But Carlton have started well, virtually flooding the middle of the ground as the Kangaroos come out of their half-back line. Hamill is about 75 out. He gets a lead from Beaumont, and he delivers well. Beaumont's marked it 45 out. Wrong side for a left footer. Out on the left half-forward flank, but he's 10 or so metres in from the boundary. His kicking has always been a chancy proposition. In he comes from about on the 50 when he lets it go. It's on its way. It's across the face. Allen and Whitnell are there. No one can mark. And it's a behind. The Blues doing most of the attacking. After 8.5 minutes, 1-2-8. The Kangaroos one behind.
David King, the last kick in didn't go where he wanted it to. This one does. It finds Blakey, back pocket, southern stand side, City in. Blakey takes some time. They need to settle the Kangaroos under a bit of pressure. Blakey heads to the back flank. Up they fly. Down knocks the ball. Beaumont got it to Rice. Short pass good to Brown. 50 from goal. Maybe beyond his range. Camporelli provides a lead. That's ignored. Fraser now sees Manton lead. Blakey right on him. Fraser Brown taking plenty of time. He's tucked up against the boundary. Forward pocket. Thought about a chip pass. He'll get the hurry up now. Long bomb to the top of the square. Allen's there. Martin, Hamill, they're all up. Ball knocked down. Pickett front and square. Should pick up. He doesn't. He was met by Lappin at the right time. Now Pickett picks up. Handball smothered by Camporelli. He picks it up again. Pickett. Well played. Third effort great. Got it to Stevens. Kick to the wing. Carey and Silvani. Carey knocks the ball to his own advantage. Silvani equal to the task. Knocks it out of play. 3-0 Silvani. 9 minutes played, first term. Carlton 1-2-8. Roos one behind. Grandstand around Australia. Grand final of 99. Here's Tim Lane.
What perfect conditions. McKay should have taken it out of the air. It slipped through his hands. Grant for the Kangaroos. Kicks forward to the middle. Well played Carlton. Rice to Silvani. To Koutafidis. Spearing kick. Clears the centre line. Ratton reads the pack well. Gives to Lappin. Gives to Hamill. 60 metres out. Kicks quickly. Manton with the set. Good spoil Blakey. At the full Whitnell. Well tackled. Manton dives in over it. Might pay the penalty there. No, he won't. Packthorne's ball up. 35 metres out. 40 perhaps from Carlton's goal. Another purposeful build-up by the Blues. But good defence by the Kangaroos held them out. 1-2 to 1 behind. 10.5 minutes on the clock. Just a perfect day for footy. On the last Saturday in September at the MCG.
Yes, it'll be the first Saturday of September next year. Ball up. Knocked down to Archer. Gets a kick outside. Defensive 50. Finds Harvey with it. Harvey handballs backwards to Stevens. Caught. Kick around the body. Fortuitously lands with Grant. Plays on. Spears the ball towards McKernan at centre half forward. Edged out by Koutafidis. Sexton back at the pack against Mooney. Sexton well played. Knocks to his own advantage. Good Shepherd Cooter. Sexton kicks around the body towards half back. And Murphy just can't get a handle on the ball before it bounces out of play. About 80 metres from the Kangaroos' goal. 11 minutes elapsed, first term. The Roos still yet to get a goal. They're behind. Carlton 1-2-8.
Allen up on the half-forward line with the ball towards the Kangaroos' half-forward line, holding Capuano out there with him. Now from the throw-in, it's a free kick to Scholl of the Kangaroos. He sits it up. Silvani again, first hand on the ball. And Sexton takes the crumb. Scrubs it along the ground out over half-back. First man there is Capuano. Gives to Pickett. Lappin's got him in a tackle. Back to Capuano under pressure. Back to Pickett. Kangaroos break away. Forward of the centre line now. Coming inboard. Swings it long. Into full forward. Carey takes the mark.
This has got to be one great battle between those two. Oh.
Silvani had front position there, but Carey was able to hold him at bay under the ball and then falling backwards. He's marked at 15 metres out, directly in front, and should surely kick the Kangaroos' first goal. Mooney coming off and Welsh on as Carey from point-blank range comes in and puts it through. 12.5 minutes, Carlton 1-2, Kangaroos 1-1. Tommy
Camporelli, Brown, Allen and Ratton in the square for the Blues for this bounce. Capuano up, knocks it down to King, who's also in the centre with Bell and Stevens for the Kangaroos. No one can break free with it. And there will be a secondary bounce in the centre square. Mick, 5-all in the fifth set in the tennis, the doubles rubber of the Davis Cup. Bounce. Simpson rucks, knocks it straight down to Fraser Brown. Kick around the body in the centre of the ground. Abraham gathers, is caught by McKay. Great tackle, dispossessed. Martin gathers the crumb, gives it to Pike. His kick trickles toward Harvey. Bradley's got him. Harvey, good play on hands and knees. Shovels the ball to Abraham. Handball to Simpson. Here go the Roos. High ball to half forward. McKernan's up way early. Edged under the ball by Kudafides. Well played. Kuda handballs, but it's straight to Grant. He can kick it from 10. He does. Shannon Grant pounces on a rare blue mistake. And at the 14-minute mark of the first term, the Roos are in front for the first time today. 2-1-13. Carlton 1-2-8. Stan Alves
takes it, gives to Brown under pressure, but there's a Carlton free kick. Kangaroos' greatest strength so far is maintaining possession under fierce pressure. Ratton delivers out to Camporelli between the wing and the half-forward flank below the MCC members. Kangaroos against the flow of play have kicked 2 goals to lead. Camporelli delivers to Lappin on the lead. Pickett let him get away from him. Beyond kicking range, you would think, out where Lance Whitnell dobbed that one in the last quarter last week.
And Pickett zones off centrally, and that allows Lappin to lead wide if he wants to.
Lappin from outside 50. Kicks it long, but it fades away across the face. Allen is up there. It's fisted away by the Kangaroo defence for a behind. Allen giving Carlton an extra tall up there, but he hasn't really been able to get the hands on one yet. It's the Kangaroos 2-1-13. The Blues 1-3-9. We've had 15 and a half minutes at the MCG.
95,000 people here. Just take a deep breath as one. As King kicks to himself and then heads to the MCC members' side. A low trajectory kick. Abraham was there, but good punch McKay. Knocked down to Bell. Caught a little high. Handballs backwards to Pickett. One way then the other. Gets around Lappin. Kicks toward the wing. It's a high ball and Shannon Grant should get onto it. He was blinded slightly by the sun, but now he's got it. Kicks inside 50. Low trajectory. Scholl takes the mark. Oh, it was a good pass under pressure. If it was meant for Scholl. Rice had him as Grant kicked on the left foot. 4 possessions to Shannon Grant, one of those a goal, and Scholl lines up from the point of the centre square, kicks from 51, long drop, punt, has the carry. Great kick. Oh, that's the Craig Scholl we know. That's his 150th goal in AFL, VFL football, and it was a good time to kick it. A move on the Blues bench. Nelson off. Franchina on to Grant. Grant, who's the danger man at the moment. Yep. Stan.
I just think that that North Melbourne, the last few minutes, have started to really win the disputed balls at ground level, and they just seem to be getting numbers to the ball. On the last couple of occasions, when there's been a spillage, it's been a 2-1 contest. I just think there are probably a few of the medium Carlton players have got to work harder to get the contest.
Allen the tap, Bell defensive side does well to hold up the Ratton rush and force the ball up, and the Kangaroos have stood firm here. They've been most impressive under tremendous pressure through the first 10 or 12 minutes, and now in the next 5 they've kicked 3 goals to lead by 10 points. At the ball up, Capuano to Stevens. Kick was cut off by Murphy, who bangs Carlton forward. High ball, Manton tries to take an acrobatic one-hander. Can't. Pack over him. Ball up just inside Carlton's 50. Blues could do with a goal just to put themselves back into it. Now Franchina, who's come on, runs down to be unattended in the goal square. He'll drag King with him at the ball up, taking King away from the play. Not quite 18 minutes. 6-5 to the Russians in the final set of the tennis. At the ball up, Whitnell a hand onto it, down to Ratton. Camporelli, quick kick. Franchina couldn't quite get there to mark. He gives to Whitnell. Hand pass is well smothered by Pickett. Great defence again by the Kangaroos. Archer the rebound. Back out over 50. Murphy, though, has got it for Carlton. Gives to Manton. Ambitious. Gives it now to Murphy. Still outside 50. Blazes away. Rainmaker, very high. Lappin up, second in line. Man in front, Capuano, has been rightly paid the mark in the back pocket for the Kangaroos, who are taking everything Carlton can throw at them at the moment.
And 5th possession, Capuano coming up, and as Stanhouse said earlier, if he is able to quell Allen, as he has done so far in this game, the Kangaroos' chances very much enhanced. Anthony Stevens takes the mark, half-back flank, southern stand side. Pumps the ball long to the wing. McKernan up. Gets one grab, not the second. Koutafidis, good balance. Handballs backwards to McKay. He gives to Bradley. A long 60-metre kick inside 50. Whitnell up. And again, Capuano. Front position. Body on the line. Takes the mark. Gives it off to Blakey. His kick a bad one straight to Bradley. And the Blues can reset from the centre. The Roos 3-1-19. Carlton 1-3-9. We're about to tick into time on first quarter.
Bradley undecided where to go and gives the Kangaroo defence all day to set itself up. He kicks into half forward now. Not much on the end of that. And Capuano takes another. Playing across the half-back line and holding Carlton at bay. Kicks sideways to Blakey, who drops a mark, but he has a lot of time to spare. Gives to Martin. Back to Blakey. Off half-back now. Bangs it through the middle of the MCG. Up in front, Scholl can't mark. At the full, McKay does well with the numbers against him. Holds it in. Ball up. He must have disguised it well. He's got his back to us. We couldn't really see what was going on underneath. The bounce will take place on the Kangaroos side of the centre line with 20 minutes in. The Kangaroos 19 lead the Blues 9. They've kicked the last 3 goals. Koutafidis and McKernan ruck this time. It falls the Kangaroos' way. Simpson, quick left footer. Carey beats Silvani, can't take the mark. It falls out to the pocket off Welsh's hands and over the boundary line. The kick actually cleared Carey and Silvani. Carey seemed to read it earlier, was on his way back, but couldn't steal it off the hands of Welsh. And so there'll be a throw-in with the Roos deep in attack.
McKernan to do the ruck work against Koutafidis. McKernan out of the ruck, kicks around the body. Harvey, forward pocket, Bradley with him. Harvey falls over, Bradley keeps his feet. Handballs through legs to Christo. He fumbled it. It might cost a goal. No, it's a behind. Or rushed well by Stephen Silvani.
Carlton
on the line.
Carlton have got a bit of a problem in defence. Ans Christo is not on his game, and he was beaten. He's already been chased once. He's been chased now. He's on away from Scholl onto Welsh.
Has he been on his game all month?
No, I don't think it's a good move for the Blues, and I think Ange might be off before long if he keeps playing like this.
He's made a very nervous start. First goal, there was nearly another there. Now Bradley with precision finds Ratton, who marks and plays on. Great tackle, Harvey at the death. Picked up by McKernan. 60 out, unloads long. Bradley's back. Can he touch it? Yes, he can. He can do more than that. He can mark it. And he gives a hand pass to Christou, who might get himself into the game. He feeds to Silvani. Silvani onto Murphy. Blues away. Off the 50. Long ball. Lappin has the sit here. Well done, Pickett, who's been magnificent early on. He holds 2 Blues at bay. Now he helps it to Capuano. Kick smothered out to the boundary. Pickett holding that Kangaroo defence together superbly. Throw in Carlton's side of the wing.
Lance Whitnell stats, Jack, if you can. 2 hand passes, ball back into play on the wing. Ball knocked down to Ratton, handball to Lappin up on the wing. Kick around the body to half forward. Manton, one-hander against Blakey. 50 from goal. Great mark. Held Blakey to one side. Now he dishes a handball backwards to Camporelli. Kick inside 50. Hamill. Oh, dropping back. Brilliant mark to Welsh. Oh, he was running against the flight. He was going to have a head-on collision with Hamill, and he not only stopped Hamill, he took the mark. He kicks to the wing. Off hands, Koutafidis with the crumb. Caught by Stevens. Knocks the ball to Franchina. Handball to Bradley, who falls over, but gets the handball back to Franchina. Kick half smothered. Almost marked. Is marked by Simpson. Just travelled 10. Simpson to Koutafidis. Bad kick, had 2 options and went between them straight to the blue. And he plays on quickly. They've got a chance here, Carlton.
Yes, Allen slipped Capuano here, but he's a long way outside the 50. He goes for Whitnell. Oh, he drops a chest mark. And Martin's got it for the Kangaroos. Gives to Pike under pressure. Goes for the boundary and finds it. Well, Lance Whitnell will curse himself there. It was a bit of a mongrel wobbling kick, but he had it on his chest, uncontested, and really should have swallowed it, and he should have been having a shot from 45. Carlton in attack. Whitnell and Martin ruck. Whitnell brings it down well to Ratton. Gives to Brown. Can he shrug the tackles? No, he can't. He's lost it. Hamill in for Carlton. Tackled by Bell. Paddles it, hoping for Ratton, who swings a kick to within 30. Curling ball. Beats everybody. Who's first there? Beaumont. He'll have 2 tacklers coming at him. He tries to paddle it back to Franchina. Can't find him. Kangaroo defence prevailing again. Taking it out to the boundary. Well done, Stevens, as he put Franchina out of business and then won the ball. middle, kicks it back to the wing. McKay first there, just inside the boundary. A hand pass to Silvani, attacking off Carey, runs into a tackle, has to give it off. McKay takes it away from his teammate Christou, kicks long towards Whitnell, too far for him. At the back, Camporelli dropped the mark. Now he's got it though, swings it to full forward. Manton can't take the mark. Well played Blakey. Hamill a chance, out near the behind post, on his knees, in goes Archer, gang tackled, brought down, ball up, forward pocket for the Blues, but North defending superbly. They've been magnificent in their back half in the first 24 minutes. They lead 3-2-20 to Carlton 1-3-9.
Standards lifted in the last 10 minutes. It's up a notch or two now. The bounce. Forward pocket for the Blues, knocked down by Archer to Blakey. Kicks outside, defensive 50 or on defensive 50. It's good. Capuano to King. One bounce. Two bounces to centre half back. Three bounces into the corridor. Kicks long to half forward. Carey in front. And almost a mark. He thumped it down in the end after taking front position. And there's a free kick. It'll go to McKay of the Blues at centre half back. He handballs off to Rice, caught, gets a kick away, but it'll land near Bradley, and he takes a good overhead mark against Harvey, plays for the 50, doesn't get it, Harvey won't give it back. Bradley about to have his sixth possession from centre half back. Has the assignment on Harvey for the afternoon. He runs off. Has the long bomb towards Hamill at half forward, front position. Good punch, Martin. Knocks it down to Shannon Grant. Handball to Capuano. Another kick for him. Long to the outer side wing. Under it, Scholl and Sexton. Motlop now on. Makes it a 2-on-2. Knocks the ball out to Scholl. Well played, Shannon Motlop. Scholl kicks around the body to half forward. Carey's up and he marks. Well, it was 4-0 Silvani, but it's now about to be 3-4. Silvani leading. But if Wayne Carey kicks his second, it almost brings it back to square, if not in Carey's favour. Wayne Carey lines up, 45-degree angle, and from just outside 50, the kick will come to the punt road end. Not far from quarter time. We've played 26 minutes. He knows the importance of this kick, the King. In he comes from 52. Drop punt, heads goalward, has the carry, no, thump through for a behind, just on the line by the Blues defence. Four of them getting back to make sure. 26 minutes on the clock, the Roos 3-3-21, Carey with 1 goal 2, Carlton 1-3-9.
Carlton's defence just a little more vulnerable than the Kangaroos, who just have not cracked under a lot of pressure. Bradley, longish kick, hoping for Koutafidis. Can't mark that. Short quarter. Didn't go 27 minutes. And it's the Kangaroos' opening term in the grand final. And as the Blues head to their huddle, they must ponder how they can find the way home, because they just haven't been able to do it yet. They kicked the first goal, and then the Kangaroos kicked 3 unanswered. And they lead 3-3-21 to 1-3-9. And passes 3 marks. He might be the early leader in the race for the Norm Smith medal.
Bounce to start the second term, and he wins this one too, Capuano. But Brown grabs it, gives to Murphy. Here go the Blues, inside 50. Whitnell just couldn't get it. He read it pretty well, but someone got a fingernail on it, and he couldn't mark it. Manton with the crumb, knocks down to Bradley's advantage. 80 from goal. Handballs to Allen, has 2 targets short, ignores them. Kicks long, plenty there in the square. Brown's up, and he marks it. Archer claims he was shepherded against, but the Blues always had the numbers. It was just a matter of who was going to go for it, and Fraser Brown over the top took the mark.
He's the guy that Carlton have really got to get going. He just inspires the Carlton side, like he did last week when they were in trouble. They're in a little bit of trouble at the moment, not a huge amount, but it was Brown who rose to the occasion, and he just provides that inspiration.
45-degree angle, 35 metres out, drop punt, Golden Brown. One minute played, second term, and Fraser's put through the goal that the Blues desperately wanted to open this second term. Carlton 2-3-15, the Roos 3-3-21.
Really pleased from a Carlton perspective. We talked about a quarter time they mustn't fiddle. as Matthew Allen picked the ball up there between half forward and wing. Two Carlton players presented themselves some 15, 20 metres. He did the right thing. He ignored them and let fly with about a 50-metre kick. And that gave Brown, who ran forward there, the opportunity and mark it. You imagine if the short pass went in, they might have got the ball, but they turn up. They were outside kicking distance, and North would have flooded back. That was fantastic. They've stuck to their game plan, which no doubt their coach, David Parkin, would have stressed at quarter time.
Rare sight to see Brown soaring over a pack and taking the mark. Now he tries to rush the ball away from the middle here. Stevens is in his path, gets a quick kick, and it falls nicely for Simpson, who takes a mark for the Kangaroos. And they'll build the attack now. Kick from midfield, a mongrel into half forward. Christou up with a fist. At the full, Grant dangerous again. Outside 50, tremendous smother. Diving across his boot was Rice. On his hands and knees, gets it off to Murphy to complete the play. Murphy swings it back to the middle. Kangaroos have position. Pike takes the mark on his chest. Great work by the courageous Rice back there. It was a dangerous moment. Into half forward goes Pike. Carey out jostled by Silvani. Ball spills to the front. Scholl dispossessed. Picked up by Motlop. Gives it off to Grant again. Quick kick forward. Sexton in the way. Takes a mark on his chest for the Blues between fullback and halfback.
Sexton across his defensive goal to Bradley. Bradley has Camporelli running for him. Hasn't seen him yet. Now he does and puts it to him on the wing. Plenty of space for Camporelli, and he lopes for the bounce. Has a look forward. Takes a little too long. Now the pump is wide to Beaumont. Gets there on the bounce. And tackled by Pike. Gets a handball out, but it's toward Blakey. Manton makes a contest. Good smother. Archer knocks the ball out of play. 50 metres from Carlton's goal. Under the new scoreboard, Punt Road end, 50 metres from Carlton's goal, there will be a ball in. Now Martin to do the ruck work against Whitnell. Both got a hand on it. Ball knocked down to Stevens. Kicks a high ball to centre half back. Bell up, good mark. Courageous, as he always is. Handballs inside the corridor to King. Quick fire handball to Simpson. Spearing ball to half forward, almost marked by Rice, but he'll get a free. He was held, not in possession by Motlop, and Rice will take it. Centre half back for the Blues. Carlton 2-3-15, Roos 3-3-21.
He's having a very good final series as Rice. He's been good so far. Now Hamill leads Martin to the ball and will get a free kick for a push in the back. Carlton's ball forward to the wing. They're looking to play on. They're being scragged, and the umpire insists that the ball come back. There's no advantage to them. And whose kick is it? It looks as though it's Hamill's. Rice was after him with the long pass. He couldn't quite hang on to the mark, and Martin spoiling, sometimes just at the last possible moment, has been as efficient as you would expect. Hamill kicks into half forward for Carlton. Manton in front. Big spoil comes from Blakey. McKay front and square for the Blues. Brought down before he could break. Someone's lost a boot. Pack ball up 55 metres out again. Carlton attacking. Starting this quarter as they started the first. Can they find some more efficiency in front of goal? They're searching for it, and Adrian Hickmott's getting ready to come on.
Big pack around the ball. Ball knocked down to Ratton. Kicks inside, attacking 50 for the Blues. Pike. Oh, great one-hander. Beaumont was caught out of position, but Pike still had to mark it because he went to ground and Beaumont kept his feet. And if it had bounced up, he would have goaled. But Pike kicks to the outer side. Bradley, big leap, no mark. Welsh the crumb. Kick around the body of 18 metres to Simpson. Handballs to Stevens, who's been okay. Kick to half forward, but Silvani in front of Carey takes the mark. Hands off to Bradley. Short to Ratton. Good mark. Plays on through the southern stand wing. Spears the ball to Lappin. Gathers on the half volley. Handballs to Sexton. Runs to 50. Drop punt. It bounces into square and bounces through for a behind. Bad kick given the opportunity, the space and the time that Sexton had.
Should have kept coming, shouldn't he? He kicked from 50. I mean, he could have worked his way to 40 and still not been under pressure.
Yep. Well, the handball's magnificent. Lappin's picked it up with bootlaces and just fed it to him in such a way where he had plenty of time and space. But Tim, it's easy up here. Pressure down there when you're a backman streaming the goals. The last thing you want to happen to is to be run down and not get your kick in.
Kick-in's a shocker. Kick-in is a shocker from Pickett. As he went the brave option, looking for Abraham at the 50. He didn't clear Camporelli at the 45. Fraser Brown's coming off. So's Manton, Hickmott and Hogg coming on. Now Camporelli, a good shot for goal usually, with a chance to put Carlton in front and really reinforce them after the Kangaroos had edged themselves away by quarter time to a 2-goal break. 6.5 minutes in. Camporelli from the 50. Kicks long and straight and kicks a goal. The Blues back in front. Tell you what, the B graders are playing some pretty good grand final football, and they lead by a point.
Andrew Coates bounces in the centre. Capuano v Allen. Allen down to Camporelli. Hamble to Bell. Plays for a free kick. Doesn't get it. Hickmock knocks the ball out to McKay. Knocks it to Murphy. High ball to the square. Beaumont versus Pike. And it's through for a behind.
Fraser Brown is going to the room, so he obviously has a problem. He's going up for some treatment.
Not good news. Carlton 3-5. 23 by 2 points. Roos 3-3-21, and Pickett kicks out from full back.
You'd have to feel a little anxious, wouldn't you? He chooses the short option this time. Not much could go wrong there. And he gives it to Shannon Grant, whose kick is low. Has that got carry? Murphy makes a spoil. Camporelli front of the pack. Needed to get it off quickly, but didn't. Well done, Kangaroos. Bell gives to Simpson. Swings a left footer. Carey and Silvani. Silvani spoils, traps. Hand pass misses the target. McKernan gives it away. Gave it to Bradley. Now to Koutafidis. Silvani. Franchina breaks away. Kicks into half forward for Carlton. Hamill takes a mark. Did he hold it? Yes, he did. Low down. He's outside 50 on the half-forward flank. Mickey Martin is protesting. But then again, we have seen Mickey do that once or twice before. Hamill, a little chip for Ratton, who takes a mark. Well inside the 50 now, but he's out near the boundary line on the right flank. And this is a very difficult shot if indeed he has one. Carlton doing all the attacking here. Have edged back to lead by 2 points. Ratton, who kicked the first goal, puts it on its way. It'll sit on the goal line. Allen's up. Can't hang on. Lappin snaps a goal. And the Blues lead by 8 points. Tremendous 9 minutes at the start of the second quarter as tempers rise down in front of goal. Carlton 4-5-29. The Kangaroos just about stationary. 3-3-21. Stationary for the moment. Tommy.
They're absolutely killing them. Killing them. This is all Carlton. They've done everything right. Ball out the centre, but they've just got so many extra players around the ball. Simply, that was a classic example. How come it wasn't knocked through? Why wasn't there a stack of North Melbourne players in the goal square? And yet it was Carlton players.
They started the game like this, Tommy. The first 10 minutes of the first term, they dominated. They're dominating now. Allen knocks down, but it's eventually in the arms of Harvey. He kicks to half forward, and McKernan takes the rear mark at centre half forward. Too far out to score, you would think, although 80-metre long kick towards goal. That's a dream goal. Great reply from the big man. Well, I feel like I've said, I suppose, something that all people regret saying when they commentate, that they can't do it. I didn't think he could kick it from there. And he did, and that was a great goal, Stan.
Well, it was. And the other thing, Dwayne, is that so often we say, gee, we hope we get a great game. Well, I tell you what, I think this is a great game. I think it's a great contest because we're seeing some desperation. We're seeing some wonderful skills as the players start to settle. And there was McKernan, as you said. Fluky kick, which came out from Harvey, but he was in front, got it. He wheeled around, didn't take time to settle, and he's banged it from, I would say, somewhere around about 60, 65 metres out.
Bradley in the front half for Carlton. Hogg out there, which prompts a change from the Kangaroos. Harvey off, Clayton on. Bell a quick kick out of the middle. But in the way is Dean Rice, taking another stalling mark. He kicks out towards the wing. 2-on-1 for the Blues. Ratton the shepherd. McKay the kick. Shocker. Miscued it. Stolen by King. Rebounds typically. Surges to the middle. 3 bounces through the centre. Weaving and dodging through traffic. 4 bounces. Missed kick from 60 metres out. How will it bounce though? Koutafidis does well. Knocks it down towards Rice. Pressure on the Carlton defence. Christou desperately knocking it out towards the boundary. First there, Franchina. Bad bounce for him. Carey's got it. Outside 50. Gives it off. Snapshot towards goal from Simpson. McKernan and Kouta. McKernan! Oh, tremendous counter-attacking football. forcing a couple of errors with pressure, and then eventually McKernan, who put his imprint on it with that 70-metre goal, has taken a mark only 5 metres out. The bad news for the Kangaroos is that Anthony Stevens is hobbling to the interchange gate. He's off, Harvey's back on, and it looks as though the Kangaroos have a problem. Now McKernan's been brought around onto the angle, but he's so close to goal. He runs out, he boomerangs a goal, and the Roos are back in front. .33 to 4.5.29.
2 goals in this term to put them back in front. From the knockdown, Ratton on hands and knees, can't break free. And there will be a secondary bounce from umpire Brett Allen. Plenty of moves off the bench, but Anthony Stevens did hobble off, and he looks like he might be in a bit of trouble. But maybe another injection or two at half-time and he'll be back. Now a blood rule here, Brett Ratton will come off. So that is 2 important midfielders for Carlton now off, with Fraser Brown in the rooms with a problem, and now Brett Ratton about to come off, and there'll be a double change. Ratton off blood rule, Beaumont off form, and Manton and Nelson, the 2 men coming on. We've played 13 minutes.
He's done better in the ruck this term. Simpson looking for a kick, doesn't get it. Martin's got it. Ball held to him. And there'll be another ball up, still virtually in the centre circle. And still this arm wrestle of a struggle goes on. Kangaroos lead by 4 points. Halfway through the second quarter, Allen pushing and shoving, wins the knock. Abraham for the Kangaroos, bustled off it, taken by Hamill. Good tackle, mows him down. That was Simpson. Bell onto the spillage, has to double back. Steadies on his left, kicks towards Allison. Rice arrives late, makes the spoil. Big Allen there for the crumb, needs to get it off. He does. Murphy under pressure, running into enemy territory. Gives it off to Christou. Dangerous moment. Back to Murphy. He's got a couple of options on the wing. He chooses the wrong one. He should have gone short to McKay. He went long to Lappin. Pickett had the set and Pickett marks. He kicks into half forward. Capuano in front. Takes the mark just outside the 50. Closer than McKernan was a while ago. Meanwhile, McKernan providing a growingly or an increasingly dangerous target up in the front line. Can Capuano kick that far? 15 minutes on the clock. Man on the mark actually standing behind the 50. Surely he'll move in because the mark was taken outside. And yes, he will. Allen crosses the 50. Capuano kicks. It'll land virtually on the goal line. Plenty up. North Melbourne mark. Welsh plucking it from a sea of hands. Really, you wonder how the defence allowed that one to be taken. All they had to do was hammer it through for a behind. As it is, it's a certain goal. The man on the mark 2 metres out. Welsh puts it through, and the Roos lead again by 2 kicks. 6-3-39, Carlton 4-5-29 at the 16-minute mark.
A couple of strong marks. Capuano taking that strong mark when he did, and also Welsh taking that strong mark. Welsh is an underrated mark. He often does things like that. But Capuano, I think, has been the real plus for the Kangaroos at this stage.
Going in the centre. Allen wins this one down. McKay couldn't quite trap it. Picking it up, Abraham. Kicks around the body to half forward. Carey's there and he marks in front of Silvani. Plays on. 55 from goal. Scholl will mark in the square.
Christou fell over.
Well, the ball was about 30 or 40. There was a fight on here.
No, it's made out. It's a touch.
Okay.
So there's no mark. It looks that way.
No mark to Scholl.
It's going to be. Yes, he ran all the way down.
Well, that'll bring
claiming that it was
down.
touched.
So it was touched. Who fell over, Tommy? Ange Christou?
Ange Christou,
yeah. Put him out of the contest.
Well out too, incidentally. Mile out.
Bounce to the top of the square. Kangaroos robbed of a goal. Ball knocked down. Chance here for Sexton. Through traffic. Handballs backwards. Koutafidis doesn't rush it behind. He handballs to Camporelli. Kicks outside 50. Pickett there. Into the back of Lappin. Umpire said play on. Allison picks up. Handballs back to King. Bradley tackles him. Free kick back on play. It's against Rice. It'll go to Allison 80 metres from goal. And there's some tempers flaring out there. But it is a grand final. You want to see them desperate. 18 minutes, second term. Carlton trail by 10 points.
Good kick from Allison, sits it up, 30 out, McKernan up, can't mark this time. Murphy working hard for Carlton, holds it in, and there'll be a ball up. The Roos are dangerous at the moment. The momentum is with them. Stevens is coming back for Allison. Still looks to be hobbling, coming out as though he's crippled. At the ball up, Simpson knocks it clear. Here's a breakaway. Bell runs a left footer towards goal, and it wobbles through. Christou coming off for the Blues. I think Brown will be back on. He's back from the rooms, but it's growing serious for Carlton now. The second quarter, which cost North Melbourne in the grand final last year, is proving fruitful this year. 7-3-45, Carlton 4-5-29.
Kicks it long to half forward. Carey gets there but doesn't mark. Shoulder Crum, hands to Harvey, inside 50, goal coming up. Kiss it behind. Oh, he should have goaled from 35. We're about to tick into time on second term. Brent Harvey's miss sees the Roos lead by 17 points. 7-4 to Carlton 4-5.
And it's all the Kangaroos at the moment. Blues desperately need a goal. Murphy kicks long, hoping for Koutafidis, who can't get into the contest. It falls out towards the boundary. Camporelli trying to get there to keep it in. Can't. And there'll be a throw-in between wing and half-forward flank for the Roos. Below the members' stand. Not quite 20 minutes on the clock. And the Kangaroos have kicked the last 4 goals to turn a 2-kick deficit into a 17-point lead. Capuano first hand onto it. Ratton, though, does well. Gives to Lappin, to Camporelli. Well met by Pike. Just gets a kick to the wing. Attacking the ball for the Roos is Grant. He breaks away. Steadies on his left. Kick not great. Ball falls to the front. All the Kangaroos there. Carlton arrive in some numbers now. Hold Welsh up and force a ball up. Carlton really have to rally now. Really have to hold firm. Kangaroos throwing everything at them, looking to break this game open by half-time and then do what they didn't do in the second half last year.
Umpire Allen bounces, set a half forward for the Roos. Ball knocked down nicely, but it was straight to Ratton. High kick towards half forward. Whitnell takes the mark. How many marks, Jack? Whitnell. First one for him. Plays on. Kicks inside 50. On the lead, Hamill traps it, but then loses it. Mick Martin, ever reliable, can't trap it. Lappin picks up. Gives to Hickmott. Kick it. Goal. Hits the post. And they needed that one, the Blues. And the post wobbles for about a metre either side from its normal upright position. That cannoned into the upright. 21 minutes, second term. Carlton 4-6-30. The Roos 7-4-46. Pickett's been sacked from the kick-out. David King the responsibility.
Thinks about Pickett. Now he goes for Archer and waits it perfectly. Archer just inside the defensive 50. Lappin goes to cover Pickett, which means Archer can break away. Has a bounce, kicks to the centre line. And McKernan takes another big mark. How many for the quarter, Jack? 3. He gives off a hand pass. Clayton swings it high in the air, gives the defence a chance here, although it's still almost a kangaroo mark. And they have Crummers. Grant had it, lost it, gets it back, snaps towards goal, bouncing and goes through. Shannon Grant, with his 11th possession, kicks his second goal, and the Roos are on a roll. They lead by 22 points at the 22-minute mark.
Kangaroos to their biggest lead of the game so far. Ball knocked down to Hamill. Hamill to Bradley. Kick high towards centre half forward. Whitnell's under it. Archer with him. Ball knocked down. Lappin the Crummer. Picks up. Snaps. Could be a golden goal. It is. It was a high kick. It was up to the Lappin of the gods how it bounced. And it bounced through. And Carlton get one. 23 minutes in, second term. 5-6-36 Carlton. The Roos 8-4-52. Stan Alves.
Well, I've been impressed with Lappin. I know that Pickett's been a great player for them, but Lappin's work rate has been superb. He's been one of those players at this point of time who's been feeding out to other players. He's running his man up the ground. He's getting back. And it was a very, very good effort by him, and they need it because it really is, we mentioned, the Kangaroos were starting to get this game by the scruff of the neck, but that's given them hope.
Bounce favours Capuano. Allen came at him too hard and gives away a free. Play on call as King wants to run on. Kicks into half forward. Rice coming back with the flight. Takes a mark. Silvani was coming the other way. They raffled it. Rice out to the wing. Camporelli waits under it. Can't quite hang on to the mark. It falls nicely for him, and he breaks away. Spearing kick towards Whitnell. Trying to hold Archer out. Can't hang on to the mark. Hamill taken by Martin over the line. A throw in. Carlton lifting now as King and Camporelli collide behind play, and King looks in the umpire's direction, beseeching a free kick. Carlton's half-forward flank, 24 minutes in, the Roos by 16 points, the Blues looking to pull another one back.
Precious minutes coming up here. Capuano down to Grant, the two best players on the ground. Grant to the wing, off hands picked up by Stevens. No, he dropped it. Bradley the crummer. Will he kick it or handball? He wobbles a torpedo inside 50. High ball. Allen comes out, drops the mark. Camporelli the crumb, kicks the full forward. Pickett. Great mark, runs around the goalpost and plays on. And now the counter-attack. Great play, Byron Pickett. Found Clayton on his own. Handballs to Grant, who's everywhere. Handball to Blakey. Blakey's handball smothered by Rice. Well played. Ball knocked down to Franchina. Dumps the ball out to Whitnell. High kick towards attacking 50. Under it, Camporelli. Bell with the big punch. Byron Pickett, strength, bursts through. Knocks the ball clear of the contest. Finds Archer in the end. Bounces off one tackle. Runs into Brown. He's caught. And there will be a bounce half-forward flank for the Blues. This game has all the intensity you would ever want from a grand final.
Where's your prior opportunity gone, old son?
Had plenty of time there to get rid of it. Should have been. Oh, he's got a free kick. What for? If you don't mind.
From behind the centre line, Archer puts the Kangaroos into attack. Carey is the focus. Hickmott up with the double fister. Taking the crumb. Grant again. Breaks away. The goal unguarded. He puts it through. Shannon Grant's third goal. And the Kangaroos lead by 22 points. 9-4-58. Carlton 5-6-36. Not quite 26 minutes second term.
Well, just a classic bit of Shannon Grant crumbing. He was in the right spot. But I don't know what was going back there, because I have a feeling that the umpire was going to have a ball up. Somebody's done something, and I think he's given a free virtually off the play. And if they have, really that's a criminal act by the Carlton forwards. I'm only guessing.
But you think they argued about the prior opportunity, don't you, Steve?
Yes, I do. And really that's cost them dearly.
Bounce in the centre. 26 minutes on the clock, second term. Ball knocked down to Abraham. Knocks it down to Welsh. High kick. McKernan's on the lead. Manton's with him. Close to the pocket boundary. McKernan keeps it in. Manton sees it out as Stevens almost collided with Manton, even though the Stevens is off the ground and running around the boundary to the rooms. He just happened to be caught in the action in the right place at the right time, depending on how you saw it. 26 and a half minutes on the clock. 36 plays 58. Ball in. 22 points the Kangaroos lead. Abraham on hands and knees. Knocks to Simpson. His handball out, trapped by Ratton. Can't get a handball out of the pack. 4, 5, 6 players with a hand on the ball now. And umpire Scott McLaren forced to come in and have a bounce. Important seconds. In fact, there's 4.5 minutes before half-time. That's how long. Plenty of time. The Roos 9-4, Carlton 5-6. Here's Tim.
Allen and McKernan. Allen wins clearly. Down to McKay, who gives to Hogg. Swings it out over half-back. Whitnell working a long way up, does well. In front of Archer, hangs onto a 2-grab mark. Koutafidis, and a 50-metre penalty. No, it's not. He kicks out towards the wing. It's a wayward kick, but it'll fall for Lappin, who takes a mark on his chest. Koutafidis lined up in midfield for that last centre bounce. Kick by Lappin into half-forward. Nothing there for the Blues. All long Kangaroo arms, but they muff it. And Franchina floats a hand pass to Sexton. He goes long towards goal, and he misses for the second time in the quarter. Kicking from the 50 or just inside with the goal unguarded. And again, he fails to convert. 21 points is the lead. The rook to the wing. Allison's there. Gathers on the second attempt. Good mark, stretching, running with the flight of the ball. Whitnell's on the mark. Allison thought about running around him. Pumps the ball towards Carey at half-forward. Great mark, Koutafidis. Front position, 2-on-1. Koutafidis and Silvani against Carey.
Handball backwards to Bradley. Has a bounce at centre half back. A wobbly bomb to no one at centre half forward. It bounces straight to Pike. He fumbles it. Diving in Hamill, but knocks it straight to King. Evades a tackle, and here he goes. One bounce centre half back. Two bounces to the wing. Long kick inside 50. Carey the target. McKernan up. Punch to the back of the pack. Sexton there. He mops it up for the Blues. Kick around the body, good. Here go the Blues on the counter-attack. If Murphy can mark, and he can't. He does gather, though. Handballs to McKay. It wastes time. McKay to Rice to Murphy. Now Murphy on the counter-attack. One bounce to the wing. Drop punt high inside 50. Lappin's there. Up they fly. Ball knocked down by Archer. Good play. Byron Pickett overruns it. Lappin steals it. Handballs to Hamill. Can he gather? Martin's with him. Oh, my favourite Martin. Picks it up. Handballs to Blakey. Blakey to Pike. Back to Blakey, and they're away, the Kangaroos. Long kick to the wing. Murphy punches away from King. Now the Blues on the counter-attack. Diving in Brown. Abraham beat him for it. Handball straight back to McKay, though. Here go the Blues again. Inside 50, lapping up. Byron Pickett, great punch. Dumps it across the boundary. 50 metres from Carlton's goal.
I think Fraser Brown might be gone. He copped a real beauty there.
29 minutes played. Second term, the Roos 58, Carlton 37.
You don't get second chances against that defence. It is mean. Now Koutafidis wriggles his way out of a pack, swings a left footer. Allen marks it. Allen marks it. It was just going through for a behind out near the behind post, but Allen got there. He's on the wrong side for a left footer, and he's not built to be the most nimble-footed man. He comes out a bit. He bananas it. Not well, a behind. Carlton 5-8-38. Kangaroos 9-4-58. 13 scoring shots each. But at the 30-minute mark, the Kangaroos lead by a menacing 20 points. And the applause is for a shot on the scoreboard of the Australian servicemen in East Timor who are watching it on a TV up there in Dili.
King bounces, kicks to himself. Short pass to Blakey, good. Half-back flank. MCC members grandstand side. Lappin on the mark. Blakey a long pump to the wing. High ball. McKernan up. Good punch. Manton knocks it down. Gathers on the second attempt. Can't get a handball out. Shuffles it out to McKay, but he's close to the boundary. And it's out of play in the shadows of the MCC members stand. We're into the 32nd minute. Second term. The Roos lead by 20 points. Inspired Capuano. Allen wins this one down to Murphy. Well played. Murphy with pace. Almost runs to half forward. Kicks to attacking 50. Martin can't take the mark. Had three grabs. Knocks the ball out to Bell. 60 from Carlton's goal. Kicks along the boundary. High ball. Shoal up. Great mark. That's a mark. The umpire was blindsided, but he paid it. Good mark on the wing. And he'll go back and pump the Kangaroos forward.
Kicks them in towards half forward. It won't reach the 50. McKernan boxing with the body. Across in front, Sexton takes a fine mark. Clear of the 50 for the Blues. He has Rice on the other side. That's where he goes. He hasn't got much up on the southern wing. Whitnell starts to go. Rice searches for him. Won't find him. And it really wasn't a well-executed move by the Blues. Bell marks it. Gives off to Allison. Here go the Kangaroos. Into half-forward. Carey. Three against him this time. Sexton across in front. Goes diving in after it. Clayton there for the Roos. In goes Rice, tumbling in. Giving it to Silvani. Under pressure, gave to McKay. Blues looking a little disorganised. A little disoriented. McKay thumping it back to the boundary. Reflecting a somewhat defensive frame of mind from a player who's been playing tremendous confident footy. Left forward pocket, Roos deep in attack, looking for a killing goal close to half-time. From the throw-in, they won't get it immediately. Rice swings it back out over half-back, and Lappin takes a wonderful mark, throwing himself at it acrobatically, courageously, and he has it on the half-back flank clear of the 50.
Here's the siren that ends the first half, and a magnificent first half it was to watch. And the man who had the ball then, Lappin, in a great battle with Pickett, just one of the one-on-ones that has been sensational to watch. At half-time, it's the Kangaroos by 20 points. 9-4, 58. Carlton 5-3, 38. And about 95,000 people here. Just take a deep, deep breath and contemplate what lies ahead in the next hour and a half. Tim Lane.
David Parkin down below us, hurrying as fast as those old legs will carry him around the boundary line to get to the rooms. What can he conjure? He must ask himself that question. I suppose what he has to conjure is an effort from his team that takes them somewhere beyond even what they've achieved in these last fairy tale 2.5 weeks, because they've thrown everything at the Kangaroos in this first half that they achieved in those first couple of weeks, but they haven't quite been able to crack them. And this mighty side coached by Dennis Pagan has stood firm, weathered whatever storms were brewing, and then kicked goals at the other end. In that quarter, Carlton kicked the first 3. Came from 10 points down. Looked as though they might be ready to break away. But the Kangaroos rose like the side they are and kicked 6-1 for the rest of the quarter. And so have this 20-point lead at the halfway point of the grand final. The goal kickers, Shannon Grant, the player of the match so far, has 3. McKernan 2, both in that quarter. One a monster from well outside 50 and one from a monster mark virtually on the goal line. And one each to Carey, otherwise well held by Silvani, Scholl, Welsh and Bell. For the Blues, 2 to Lappin, both kicked in the second term. One each to Camporelli, Brown and Ratton. At halfway, the Kangaroos have their jaws around it. But then again, they did this time last year and lost. They're 9-4-58. Carlton 5-8-38. An hour of footy left. The Kangaroos an hour away from glory. Repeating that in the Davis Cup at the ANZ Stadium in Brisbane, the Russians have hit back by winning a marathon 5-setter in the doubles. 6-1, 6-4, 4-6, 4-6, 8-6 in the 5th set to Kafelnikov and Olhovsky. So Australia will have to snare one of the reverse singles tomorrow to move into the final. There's been no play so far on day 4 of the second test between Australia and Sri Lanka due to heavy overnight rain. We'll take a pause. We'll have an update on those other sporting events from Tracy Parrish. But before we hear from Trace, we go to the ABC newsroom where Peter Lee has the headlines.
Thanks, Tim. A strong earthquake has struck in the area of Taiwan worst hit by last week's quake, in which nearly 2,000 people were killed. Officials say the latest quake, measuring 5.1 on the Richter scale, struck in Taichung County. There are no details about damage or casualties at this stage. Since last Tuesday's quake, which measured 7.6, Taiwan has been rocked by more than 6,000 aftershocks, more than 60 classed as major quakes in their own right.
Welcome back. Half-time. The Kangaroos by 20 points over Carlton, 9-4-58. To the Blues, 5-8-38. It's been 13 scoring shots apiece. I'll take you through some of quick kick forward for the Kangaroos. Lands wide, in space. Massey runs at it. Clayton came hard at him. Opens the door for Simpson. Quick kick on the tackle. Carey knocks it on. Bell does well. Gives to Simpson for another posse. Kicks into full forward. Sexton makes the spoil on Welsh. Abraham arrives. Runs into an open goal. Too easy. And that looked bad for Carlton. Their defence in disarray there. The Roos lead by 26 points, and that took less than 40 seconds. The Kangaroos 10-4-64, the Blues 5-8-38.
And it was just steamroll forward, Tim. It was just a weight of numbers situation. The quick kick from the centre bounce, out, spillage and things like that. But because the ball was pushed forward, the North Smalls, as they're trained so often to do, just ran forward onto it. Now, there's an interesting thing here. Quite often, the side that kicks the first goal, they might sit back in the traces. It's interesting to see what will happen where they've really got a sniff and whether Carlton can bounce back.
Bounce slightly favours Allen. He tried to get a handball out, couldn't find a teammate, could have beat his hat up but lost it. Bell has it. Handball's out, but it's straight to Camporelli. Handball's backwards to Bradley. Tries to get inside the corridor, does. Has a bounce, has space. Hands back to Camporelli. Looping handball over the top to Lappin. 55 from goal. High bomb towards the goal square. Up flies Blakey. Up flies Murphy. Off hands Archer. Gathers in the goal square. Defensive goal square. Beaumont's there. Hamill steals it. Throws the ball out. A chance here for Nelson. Can't trap it. Mick Martin thumps it out deliberately. And the umpire saw it.
Murphy's in trouble. Look in the goal square. He flew the ball.
Yep.
Keep your eye on Murphy. Trainers are all around him. He came down very, very heavily.
And he's holding... Well, I'll wait. He was holding his knee.
Oh, his leg has twisted gruesomely underneath him. That looks horrible.
It is knee, and that's bad news. Rice has the ball out of this deliberate
Should they
free
let
kick.
him have his shot or hold up play?
Well, they have got the stretcher out. Rice kicks the goal. Oh, that was the full grain there from Ricey. What a reply. Outside the boundary, tucked up against the fence, threads it through, and Carlton gets the reply it was after, even though it's bittersweet with Murphy about to be stretchered off with what looks to be a severe knee injury. Carlton 6-8, 44, the Roos 10-4, 64. David Mackay, you've been watching the replay.
Yeah, well, that looked really terrible. His right knee, he's clutched it as he came.
To the setup. Here is the restart. Ball knocked down beautifully to Harvey by Capuano. Here go the Roos inside 50. Good punch, Silvani. Knocks it down to Rice, who kicked the last goal and ran back to half-back. Kicks it to the wing. Off hands Nelson. Good handball over to Mackay. Spears the ball towards Allen at half-forward. He takes the mark. Runs to 55. Kicks way, way wide. Brown can't get there. Pike, his opponent, does. And he takes what would have been an out-of-bounds on the full. But he took the mark on the line and was paid the mark. Fraser Brown on the mark. Back pocket. Martin Pike. What a turnaround his career. Long kick to half-back. Manton, big punch down, knocks it down in the direction of King. Spears the ball in his own direction, knocked it to Bell. Bell gives it backwards, got it to Stevens. His kick wobbles toward the wing. Abraham and Mackay. Mackay and Abraham. Manton makes it 2-on-1, picks up, kicks to Camperelli at half-forward. Stevens up, knocks the ball down. Harvey dives in with Ratton. Ball knocked back out to Stevens of the Roos. Kicks a high ball. Carey and Silvani. Silvani, great mark. He's dethroning the King at the moment. Handballs off to Manton, and Manton kicks long to half-forward.
Allen is there. Capuano with him at the full. Koutafidis couldn't take it at the first go. A Kangaroo player down and hurt. Camperelli gives to Massey. Has to give it in a hurry to Big Allen. It sets. He needs to get onto his left. Now he centres with his right. Beaumont in front. Great spoil comes from the redoubtable Blakey, who soccers away to the 50. First there, Nelson. Oh, runs into a terrific tackle. Down he goes. Taken by Pickett. Well tackled by Brown. Stolen by Ratton. Gives to Lappin. Outside 50. Runs into a wall. Gets a quick kick. Whitnell there. Allen there. Defence is there as well. Allen gives to Camperelli. Lines them up and misses. A sitter. He had time. He was 20 metres out. Plumb in front. He's the deadliest kick in the team. And he missed. And the margin is still 19 points. A goal there. It was a very disorganised Kangaroo defence for almost the first time all day. And Capuano, is it?
Yeah.
Is limping off the ground. So here's a change, 7.5 minutes in.
And on comes Longmire for his first run. Kick out from fullback, long, and up flies Koutafidis. Takes the mark, set a half forward. Runs away from Simpson. Runs inside 50, caught. Gets a kick away. Fraser Brown marks it, but Kouta took too long. Ran too far, according to umpire Scott McLaren. And instead of having a kick at goal, Fraser Brown has to give it to Simpson, who will relieve the pressure.
He gives to King out on the 50. King bangs long back to the middle. Mackay takes Abraham under the ball. Fists it away. Bradley knocks it backwards for the Blues to Manton, who threads his way through the traffic. Carlton looking good at the moment. He passes to Lappin between wing and half-forward flank. Can they find something up forward? Koutafidis is up there trying to give him a target. That's where he goes. Plenty of defenders up, and Kouta can't get hands onto the ball. At the fall, the Kangas have got it under control. Bell to Stevens. Quick kick for Longmire just on. He fumbles. He does well, though, to find the handle and get it away to Simpson. Breaking away off half-back. Goes long to Scholl on a long lead. Christou just manages to make a spoil, but got him over the shoulder. And it's a free kick to Scholl, who wants to play on. The umpire says, no, you have to come back behind your mark. He's 75 metres out. Kangaroos into attack now at the 9-minute mark. He goes to a lead from Welsh, who overruns the ball as the pass didn't find him. Sexton gives to Silvani, hemmed in on the boundary, tries to tunnel it to Bradley, does it well. Off to Sexton now, delivers towards Lappin, can't take the mark on the wing, runs into Bell, tries to finesse his way around him, can't. Pickett it was, does well, gives to Allison. Allison into half-forward, just too far for Welsh, and it's marked by Nelson for the Blues.
Nelson hands to Bradley. Stanley Bradley heads wide with a long kick to the wing. Up flies a big pack. Koutafidis, more reminiscent of the last quarter last week. Takes the mark on the outer wing. Spears the ball to the running Massey, now on to provide. Kicks toward the top of the square. High ball, Whitnell's up. Can't attempt a second grab. Mick Martin gathers the crumb. Dumps the ball by foot towards the boundary. A race is on. Shannon Grant, the first half hero. Toe pokes the ball towards the boundary. Two to beat though. One of them Nelson, the other one Camporelli. But he knocks it to the advantage of Bell, who kicks off the ground towards half forward. Manton traps it. Hands back to Bradley. About to be caught. Gets a handball to Brown. They're looking okay, the Blues. They need to finish this one off though. Spearing ball finds Ratton. Ratton has Rice free. Ignores him. Heads toward Whitnell. Back of the pack. Gathered by Cooter. Handball over the top to Beaumont. A free kick back on play as Beaumont kicks the goal. It'll count. It will count. And Cooter had a hand in two of those plays. 10.5 minutes played. Third term. And Carlton not lying down. They're 13 points away. The Roos 10-4-64, Carlton 7-9-51, David Mackay.
Well, you've got to hand it to Carlton. Like, they were down and out, and that first goal by Abraham, you thought that was enough to put the nail in the coffin, but that beautiful goal from Rice, and that was a real turning point because Carlton really started to fight it out, and they're really playing quite well. And to finish it off like that with Beaumont, there wasn't a very impressive kick, but some terrific work by Koutafidis. He's just a sensational player, and let's hope that he can emulate what he did last week.
13 points at the 11-minute mark. Allen and Longmire climb into each other. There's still no Capuano. Koutafidis works it to Bradley. Has to double back. Gets a kick on the tackle, and it's falling short. Taken by Bell. He played on. He's besieged, but he's got outriders. Gives to Martin. Now to Pickett from behind the centre. Pumps the Kangaroos forward. Time for Carey or McKernan. And McKernan takes the mark. And the Blues are paying Paul with Koutafidis in the action, but they are robbing Peter, and McKernan can make them pay. The man on the mark about 46 metres out, and McKernan can kick just about twice that distance. Here's a moment, 11.5 minutes into the third term. The Blues are hitting back. Just 13 points down as McKernan lines them up. And this is a kick that could have a big impact. He misses. Carlton just get the feel that it might be falling their way. In he comes. He kicks massively. He kicks superbly. A goal. The answer for the Kangaroos. McKernan's third. He's put the hand up today. They're 11-4-70. Carlton 7-9-51. Tommy Hafey.
Yes, well, he is kicking straight too, and they've been from a long way out. And that very good one around the angle. Last week he missed some easy ones, Tim, didn't he? When he took some good marks, but then failed to finish off. But that was an excellent one. And by gee, he could be a big problem because he's got a big height advantage over Manton, his opponent now.
Carey on ball. Well, Wayne Carey has gone in. Obviously, Dennis has realised he hasn't responded.
I think he's one-on-one with Koutafidis, Dan.
Yes,
he's going to run with Cooter.
But he's got to get him in there because his work rate has even been poorer this quarter.
Set-abouts, Longmire in Capuano's injured absence. Allen wins it, knocks it down to Carey. Handball out to Bell, so a takeaway to those two. Kick around the body towards Harvey. Couldn't take the mark. Rice, who's been sensational, dumps the ball across the boundary line and gets a big pat on the back from Massey and Christo.
Carlton a little disorganised at the moment. Silvani's picking up Grant.
Ball on the southern stand wing in bright sunshine, about to be tossed in. Longmire and Allen. Neither get near the ball. Longmire edged out Allen, gathered, but was caught by Ratton. Caught him in the Ratton trap.
Wouldn't you put Silvani onto McKernan? Grab the opportunity.
Absolutely. Now's the time to do it. So I think the runner's just gone out to do that.
Roos by 19 points, 13 minutes third term.
From the throw-in off the pack, Mackay for Carlton gives it to Koutafidis, who is changing the face of the game. He kicks into half forward. Fraser Brown got hands onto it, couldn't take the mark. Still it's Silvani up ground. And still the nearest man to him is Shannon Grant. The ball 85 metres from Carlton's goal on the southern half-forward flank. Throw in Longmire, edges out Allen, fists at Carlton's way and back towards the boundary. Carey over the ball. Bradley, his opposite captain, soccers it away, but can't quite keep it in. And there'll be a throw in inside the 50. But Carlton with a hint of a sniff, even though the Kangaroos kicked the last goal. The difference is 19 points. Longmire rucking, a chance for Allen to really assert himself. He brings it to the front. Camporelli, shrug one tackle, was ambitious and lost it. Taken by Carey, tunnels a kick out towards the wing. Rice tackles Stevens, but Stevens gets it off to Bell, who has a bounce. From behind the wing, kicks low, just forward of the centre. Welsh attacks it, couldn't take it cleanly. Sexton tries to steal it from him. Pack ball up on the centre line, southern side. 14 and a half minutes, it will be a long quarter. The Kangaroos 11-4-70, the Blues 7-9-51.
On the grand final logo, umpire Andrew Coates in control of this bounce.
Silvani onto the ball and Bradley back onto Grant.
The bounce, a good one. Allen won the knockdown. Longmire gathers the crumb. Caught. It's a handball out. Christo and Scholl fall on the ball and each other. And umpire Coates will come and sort it all out again. So there's a lot of changes being rung by both coaches at the moment. This game's still very much in the balance. A 19-point margin in favour of the Roos. On the ball up. Ball knocked down to Koutoufides. Gives to Camporelli. Kick towards half forward. Good punch away by Martin and Archer. Knocks down to Carey, having an influence now on the ball. Handballs backwards. Finds Martin. Martin to the wing. Allison's lurking. Has about 20 yards on Christo, but falls over. Silvani it is, in fact. Silvani finally makes up ground. Tackles him. Holding the ball, and a good tackle. Well done, Sauce. He gave it up for a second and shouldn't have. Now he plays on with a looping handball to Massey. Bad option. Ball out of play. Martin Pike puts the pressure on, and on the wing there will be a ball in. What do you think of that one, Swanee?
Just bad luck. Unfortunately, Massey turned his head. He's just a young player, and Silvani gave it out a bit quick.
At the throw-in, McKay goes up unopposed, takes it as besieged. Massey off him, gives to Camporelli, swinging kick into half forward. Mick Martin does well as he outpositions Hamill, and Carey now getting into the action, takes the crumb, kicks to midfield. Simpson, who's been good, swivels onto that left, swings it in the McKernan direction. Two against him, the one waiting down is Welsh. He breaks the tackle. He gave it to Motlop. Good Shepherd, open goal. Motlop puts it through. They were McKernan conscious. Both flew against him, and the Kangaroos had the only crummer. The rest is history. The Roos out to a 25-point break, 12-4-76. The Blues 7-9-51.
Ball up, knocked down by Longmire to Carey, kick straight up in the air. Simpson does well. He knocked it down to his own advantage and then sharked it with a great second effort. Welsh is inspired at the moment. Handballs backwards to Bell on the wing. Kick towards half forward. High ball. McKernan and Manton. McKernan with the reach. Knocks it down. Good punch, Manton. McKay through traffic. Provides a little bit of inspiration at half-back himself. Kicks towards the wing. Allen looks like a spent force. Picked up by Longmire, the fresh man. Gives to Carey. Long kick to McKernan. Can't take the mark. Had to shield his eyes from the sun at the wrong moment. Picking it up, Harvey. Gives back to McKernan, but a free kick back on play. And it will go to Rice at half-back, or between back pocket and half-back. The Roos by 25 points. They led by 26 earlier. Carlton came back and they've steadied.
Kicks to Sexton, off half-back, out to the wing. Beaumont went early. At the back, Brown. Pike has him out of position. Pike mops up well. Gives to Bell. Swings it back to midfield. Blues disorganised again. Grant takes the mark with Bradley running I don't know where. Grant gets around Massey. Kicks into half forward. Again McKernan's one out. Again Manton just makes the spoil. At the fall, Camporelli and Motlop. Camporelli does well. Hand pass for Nelson. Pumps it on to Bradley. Bradley onto Allen. In the centre for Carlton and clear. Runs, steadies. Kicks into half forward. Not much on the end of it. All the Kangaroos at ground level until Silvani arrives. He possibly should have passed. Instead he kicks high in the air. Hamill and Martin, the Kangaroo defence all over Hamill. Martin knocks it clear to Carey. Off now to Simpson. Little dinky left footer. Finds Harvey between half-back and wing. And the Kangaroos look very steady. And the Blues not really attacking with much method.
Full marks Dennis Pagan for putting Carey on the ball. 6 possessions since he's been on the ball. The spearing kick from Harvey finds Grant. Sensational first half. Camporelli on the mark. Shannon Grant, socks down. It's a little tired, but he's got a bit left. Long kick towards McKernan. Great mark in front of Manton. Too tall. Manton's playing him from behind. McKernan, he bounces away from Manton, but Rice causes pressure on the kick. Abraham dives and takes the mark. 20 from goal. Oh, Abraham lifted up his eyes and looked, and behind, a lamb caught in a thicket by its horns. And the man from Genesis, who the Lord blessed in all things, might kick the goal to extend this lead to the biggest lead the Kangaroos have had so far today. 45-degree angle, 45 metres out. All eyes on him. Takes plenty of time. No one in the goal square for the Kangaroos. They're expecting a goal. In he comes. Drop punt, heads, goal, and he brings it back. It's through. It is a goal. Kangaroos have their biggest lead of the game as we edge into time on third term. 13-4-82 to Carlton, 7-9-51, 31 points, Stan Alves.
There's a double whammy for Dennis Pagan here. Not only has he pulled Carey onto the ball, who's getting some of the footy, but it's opened up the forward line for McKernan, because McKernan was competing with Carey, was almost getting in his way, and what it's done, it's just opened it up, and it's just made McKernan, look, at the moment, he's just gone for one-out marks the last 4 or 5 times. He's got so much space to move him.
And they still haven't put their best defender on.
Exactly.
Can't understand why Silvani's not there. Can't believe it.
Silvani doesn't know where to go at the moment.
At the ball up, the Kangaroos will take it away again. Abraham gives to Bell. Bunts a kick in towards half forward, attacking it, overrunning at Harvey. Scholl has a go. Silvani puts him out of business with a neat hip and shoulder. Taken by Sexton. Steadies on his left side. Goes for Bradley, who takes a good mark with Carey arriving hard. Bradley's ball behind, or did he? It's gone out of bounds. I thought he'd hung on, but in fact it's going to be thrown in. Between wing and half forward for the Roos, who look to be in control of the grand final now. 21.5 third term. Longmire gets a hand onto the ball. No immediate advantage to either side. Now Fraser Brown's got it. Kicks a left footer in a half forward. Nothing there for the Blues. Simpson marks. Lappin arrives late. Puts him down crudely and might come back 50. He will. And all the signs are bad for Carlton now. That was rash, frustrated and somewhat undisciplined. And the Kangaroos will be mounting another attack with the kick now to be taken up towards the half forward line. Briefly, in the early part of the quarter, it looked as though Carlton, despite the loss of Murphy, just might edge their way back. Capuano was in trouble. Now, man with the ball wants to run on. Simpson kicks in a hurry. Kicks, clears the pack, bounces and curls across the goal face. Sexton in the back pocket has it. Does well to get a little kick towards McKay. Beaumont arrives too. On his wrong side. Gives it off to McKay cleverly. Running off half back. Kicks low towards the wing. Hamill versus Pike. Bounces not bad for Hamill. Pike comes hard at him. Great tackle. Hamill does well. Gives to Ratton. Loops it over the top. Hoping for Whitnell, and Whitnell's got it this time. Oh, he played on. He played on. He's tackled and he kicks out on the full. And that really was not the choice of option for Lance Whitnell. He was under the pump. And it has not been his day, but it'll be a major learning experience for him.
We haven't seen Sir Lance a lot this afternoon. Martin in the back pocket for the Roos. Takes some time. We're 3 minutes into time on third quarter. Kangaroos have the Blues at their mercy. Long kick to half-back, high ball, Longmire, and up flies Simpson. Didn't take the mark, but knocked it down to Harvey. Always front and square, and was there again. He kicks to the wing. McKay against Abraham, knocks it down. Bell sharks it in 2 efforts in the 1 string. Hands to Welsh. Welsh to Bell. Salts doesn't go at him. Now he does, but Bell kicks inside 50. Motlop's there against Beaumont. Gets a kick, but it's out of bounds on the full. Good pressure, Beaumont. Free kick. Back pocket to the Blues. It'll go to Beaumont. Handball over the top to Ange Christou. In a bit of trouble. Sees Nelson on the outer side, half-back flank, and hits his chest.
Breaks away. Really had to push the pedal, but he does. He kicks long. Nothing there again for Carlton. And Martin in front with Koutafidis arriving late. Nicky takes the mark and walks scornfully back. Bell a dozen possessions in the term. Martin short to Blakey, who plays on from behind the centre, kicks into half forward. Not a great placement there. McKernan can't arrive to mark. Taken away by McKay. Never stops trying. He mucks up his hand pass. Lappin makes it good. And now waits a hand pass for McKay to run on to. Put under pressure, though, by Pickett. Carlton had a 2-on-1. They always had the numbers, but in the end they just couldn't break away. And that's been the story all day. The Kangaroos just applying that 11th hour pressure.
Longmire, fresh man, providing, gets the knockdown straight to McKay of the Blues. Kick around the body. Whitnell with 3 to beat. Carey knocks his own player down. Whitnell the crummer. Can he get there? Blakey makes his kick off the side of the boot. Camporelli to Lappin. Backward handball stops Nelson in his tracks. Out comes Mickey. Straight through traffic. Bustles his kick through and finds Simpson at half-back. Well played, Mick Martin. That's why they love him. Simpson to half-forward and Welsh up high and takes a good mark over Sexton. He spots the runner. It's Bell inside 50 and he marks 45 from goal. Same spot that Winston Abraham kicked a goal from about 5 minutes ago. And little Peter Bell, who opened this season better than any player in the AFL just about, can line up and maybe put this game beyond the Blues. 26 minutes on the clock, third term. In he comes. Drop punt, goal. Well, maybe they can ring the bell. It could be all over. 26 minutes, third term, and the Roos out to a 30.
Win it away. Kangaroos have possession. Abraham, Longmire, Martin coming off defence. Bangs it into half forward for the Roos. How will this bounce? Bell, a deft little flick, hoping for Grant. Nelson might have thrown it out to Sexton, who's lost it. Goes back, gets it again to McKay and to Brown. Carlton breakaway. Brown chips to Ratton. Between centre and half forward, he has a look. He's deadly in that situation. And he delivers to Whitnell, who takes a mark 35 metres out, just off directly in front. And he really needs this for himself as well as for the team, because it hasn't gone for him. The margin 37 points. Whitnell steers at goal, but he misses. And you could almost feel that it was going to happen as the Blues have unravelled physically and psychologically against the unrelenting Kangaroos, whose lead is 36 points from 18 scoring shots to 17. How different from last year. They're 4-14. What were they at quarter time last year? 4 goals plenty, and they were 6-16 at halfway. 14-4-88 to 7-10-52.
It's in back pocket. About 2.5 minutes in this term to travel. 3 and a bit probably plus time on. Short chip kick to Harvey, and he takes the mark half-back flank in front of the smoker stand here at the MCG. The Roos in the away shorts, the white shorts, in the hoop socks they've never worn to victory before. Harvey eats up seconds and be pretty happy to go in at three-quarter time with this lead. Long kick towards the wing, a high ball. McKernan, he beat 4. Allen, Manton, Koutafidis and Nelson. 6 marks to McKernan. The Colossus McKernan kicks to half forward. Welsh there, Carey there. Neither can mark. Whitnell's there for some reason. Through comes Abraham. Knocks to Grant. Give to Carey by hand. His kick wide. Way wide. Out of bounds on the full forward pocket under the new scoreboard at the punt road end. Free kick to Carlton. Kangaroos 14-4, 88. Carlton 7-10, 52, 29 on the clock.
Silvani inside to Beaumont. He gives it away. Turns it over to Scholl at the 50. He kicks to within 25. McKay does well to spoil, but Motlop runs onto it. Backwards to Pickett. Standing start with the left foot is another... No, it's not. It's just offline. They've had a miss.
Up, ball thumped away from him towards Nelson. It eludes him. Picking it up, Bell gives to Grant. First half hero onto the left foot, goal. It's all over. And the light blue and white waves here, and the old dark navy blue well and truly hidden. 30 minutes.
The centre square, having a breather up forward. Allen brings it down to Camporelli, swings it in to a half-forward line, which is just showing nothing at the moment. There isn't a signal up, and an easy free kick given away. Blakey's back crashed into. Brown hobbles after him as Blakey swings it back to the centre line. Christou makes a spoil. At the front is Lappin. He runs into another unrelenting tackle. Turns it over. Scholl gives to Harvey for another stat. He gives to Bell for another one. They're having huge quarters. Bell back to Harvey. Breaks out of the middle. Has a bounce. Has another as he sees he's clear. From 55, he bombs long. McKernan and Carey are both there. Silvani waits down. He'll have to go for the scoreline. And to do
down the centre, Kutafides up, dumps to the back of the pack, bad option, King traps it, kicks back to the square, long ball, but Silvani gets back and saves the day again, as he so often does. Handballs to Nelson, flick handball over the top to McKay, puts him under pressure, initial fumble, gets around Welsh, handballs to his own advantage and the line. And 52.
Kutafides rises from the pack and takes it out of the air, gave it off to Nelson, not expecting it. In trouble, he gives to Bradley. Swings a standing start, kick out to the wing. Pickett does well, fisting it away from Lappin, again over the boundary, and again a throw-in. Four to the wing for the come behind. Allen sweeps at Carlton's way, but straight to King, who swings into half forward. Christou does well, held Scholl under the ball, and reaching back took a one-hander.
Plays on. Last few seconds of this third term, he finds Hickmott, but he drops the mark. Not Hickey's day either. Gets through, though. Made that look good. Hands to Beaumont. A chance in the dying seconds, the Blues. Long kick to the goal square. Brown's there with Blakey. The kick's too wide for both of them. And it's through for Abraham.
And the Kangaroo fans are out of their seats, because in that third quarter, they have, without more than a scintilla of doubt, wrapped up the 1999 flag. At three-quarter time, they lead by 43 points from a Carlton team which looks...
And final for Carlton fighting back, or the Roos running away. From the centre bounce, the ball knocked down to Kutafides, gives to Bradley, kicks to half forward. Whitnell out position as he has been most of the day. Byron Pickett solid in defence as he has been all afternoon. Knocks the ball towards half back. A free kick against Martin Pike, and it'll go to Lance Whitnell. 45 from goal, 45-degree angle. Virtually the same kick he had in the third term, but couldn't thread through. And he lines up. This to give Carlton just a pinprick of an opening. Perhaps. In he runs. Drop punt. Heads goalward. Not bad off the boot. He's missed it. 1 minute into the final term, Carlton does not get the start that it was after. They're 7-12, a very inaccurate 7-12-54 for the Roos. Streamlined 15-6-96.
Now, King goes to kick in a hurry. He might have crossed the line as he stumbled. He lost his footing as he tried to put on the brakes. Crossed the line. Now, Mickey Martin's telling the umpire that he didn't. There's going to be a ball up on the edge of the goal square. Technical decision from umpire Coates, who bounces the footy in front of Carlton's goal. Martin fisted away. Carlton a chance here. Three of them lead the race. Whitnell's got it. Uncertain. Gives to Franchina on the Archer tackle. Swings it across his body. It won't quite carry home as the big fists were up from the shin boners. Carlton 7-13-55. The Kangaroos 15-6-96. It's been Carlton starting every quarter well, but they make it a battle of attrition, these Kangaroos, and by halfway through, Carlton have started to wilt.
King kicks to himself, then kicks dangerously through Beaumont's legs. That wasn't good from the Blue. Bradley picks up, hands back to Beaumont. He can make amends from 55. Long drop, punt, touched on the line. Knocked back into play to Hamill. He snaps. Oh, great tackle, Martin Pike. Stopped Hamill from kicking the goal. Dispossessed. King picks up, kicks along the boundary, and that rock-solid Roos defence holds up again. They've let through the most goals of any of the teams that finished inside the 8. That's an unbelievable statistic given the quality of their defenders.
At the throw-in, a whistle, a Carlton free kick. Allen to take it against Longmire. And the umpires just doing their best. Make a little contribution here as Carlton get a good run at the start of the quarter. Free kick to Whitnell, free kick to Allen. Full-back, told he went over the line. Allen gets a call in short from Nelson, but he's pulling up his socks. Now, man on the mark, no more than 40 out. 45-degree angle. Allen kicks, hooks it across the face. They cannot find the opening, and Archer belts it through for another behind. Carlton have had enough opportunities to kick a couple of goals at the start of this quarter, but the defence
to kick out from fullback. Heads down the corridor, a little wide towards the southern stand side. Carey's big punch, knocks it down to Harvey, front and square again. He kicks to half forward. Christo thumps it down, but it's straight to Bell. He'll outrun Christo. Ange brings him down, wasn't in possession. Play on, said the umpire. Motlop handballs over the top, looking for Welsh. He falls over. Good tackle. Beaumont wraps him up. And there will be a bounce. 45 metres out from the Kangaroos' goal. 4 minutes on the clock, final term. The Roos might have it. They lead by 40 points. 15-6, 96. Carlton, 7-14, 56.
45 out from the Kangaroos' goal. Southern half-forward flank. Koutoufidis, a quick kick, but on the end of it is Blakey, taking an uncontested mark. His 299th game. He looks as though he's going to be part of another flag. He kicks long into full forward. Bit of shepherding going on there. No free kick. Abraham had it. Hand pass smothered. Koutoufidis emerges. Lappin in space in midfield. Marks behind the centre. Plays on and kicks to Hickmott's long lead. He takes the mark, but well outside 50. It's 2-on-2 up in the 50. He kicks it long towards the square. Whitnell might mark it. One grab. Can't quite hang on. Just cannot do it today. It's not his day. Still a chance. He can pick it up and kick a goal. He's got it. He can't break the tackle. He snaps. He misses. Oh, it'd make you cry. It would make you weep tears of blood. They had 5 opportunities there. They've had more scoring shots. They trail by 39 points. The Kangaroos 96, the Blues 57.
And Glenn Archer aren't with them. Glenn Archer would have to be a chance for the Norm Smith. Hasn't he been brilliant? Pickett kicks out from fullback too. Probably one of the options for the Norm Smith. Shannon Grant marks at half-back flank. Capuano might have won it, but he injured himself just after half-time. Shannon Grant to the wing. Scholl was there. Manton gives Scholl a little elbow as they're out of play. And a push into shove. And then a back into. And then a fist in the throat. And then another collision. And then almost a headbutt as the umpire decides to toss it in on the wing. The Roos 96, Carlton 57.
We can see the whites of their eyes. Longmire a fist, but straight to Bradley. Gives to Rice. Swings it into half forward. Whitnell and Archer again. Again, Archer does the foiling job. And Lieutenant Mickey Martin's there to help it to Welsh. Now to King. Long bomb into half forward. Motlop can't hold the mark. Well done, Simpson. Wresting it away from Koutoufidis. Now he paddles and scrapes and finds Abraham. 70 metres out. McKay's got him. Might have got him high, did he? Free kick. He's allowed to run on. Unattended in the goal square is Bell. He takes the mark as Silvani arrives late. It'll be 50, I reckon.
Made him earn it.
And it has to be another goal as he'll kick from on the line between the posts. And after Carlton attacked for nearly 6 minutes and struggled away for 4 behinds, the Kangaroos will kick a goal with ridiculous ease at the other end, and that really encapsulates this day. Bell drives it home. March to a flag.
Players will take away a Premiership medal for the first time in their careers to date. The other 12 have tasted success before. From the ball up, Longmire knocks it straight down to Camporelli, who kicks to half forward and Pickett. Great mark. He might have allowed Lappin a couple of goals, but the rest of the afternoon has been fantastic from him. He finds Simpson out of sight. Simpson long to half forward. Grant can't quite rake the mark in. And the ball across the boundary line in front of the Kangaroos race under the great southern stand. Half forward flank for them. 22 possessions for Simpson. He has been a great contributor as well. Longmire knocks it down. The ball somehow finds its way into the arms of Carey. Kick around the body, though, finds Beaumont for the Blues. He kicks to the wing. Whitnell takes a rare mark. Thought about playing on, does now. Spears the ball towards Hickmott at half forward. Takes the mark 55 from goal. Hamill provides the lead, and his chest is hit by Adrian Hickmott. Hamill to the boos of the crowd. Few Kangaroo supporters don't think he should be out there. Long kick to the goal square. Off hands Mickey Martin again. Can't mop it up. Lappin does. Gives to Nelson, caught. Dispossessed. Gives to Camporelli, caught by Pickett. Dispossessed. Umpire Scott McLaren turned his back on the play then. And there'll be a bounce about 20 metres out from goal. 9 minutes played. Final term. 102 plays 57. And it'll be Stevens coming off to a huge round of applause. Clayton coming on.
Hobbling off the ground, in ruck, Hamill brings it down to Camporelli, swings across the body and kicks a goal for Carlton, and it's their first for quite a while. They kicked a couple in that rally early in the third quarter. They're last at the 10-minute mark of that term before this one from Scott Camporelli, his second of the day. The margin back to 39 points. 16-6, 102 to 8, 15-63.
Well, the rice will be off at the Carlton club rooms tonight as well. Ball up. Ball knocked down to Simpson. Another possession. Kicks to McKernan up. Can't bring the mark down. Shannon Grant, the crummer, dumps the ball to Scholl. In traffic. Handles to Modlop. Goal coming up. Celebrate that one up there, Chico and co. Everyone that knows the Modlop family in Darwin can go up. Yet another one of the great Motlop family makes his mark. 10 minutes, final term. Kangaroos get their 17th. 17-6, 108 to Carlton, 8-15-63. Stan Alves.
Well, you can all jump on and enjoy it now. I mean, this is the one where, as long as you keep your focus, you can enjoy the game. And just a great bit of play. Again, the monster leap from McKernan and players at ground level. I thought it was fantastic of it by Shannon Grant. The second effort to get the ball, the presence of mind to knock it on to the running player who was there, who's Scholl, who just handballed over the Motlop and again just had numbers at the ball running towards the goals. And they really have got their tails up now. But we're talking about good players. Well, I've got to tell you, I think that Simpson's been magnificent for 4 quarters. He just keeps racking up possession after possession.
Could be the one. The Blues have attacked for about 9.5 minutes of the 11 minutes in this quarter for 1 goal. The Kangaroos have attacked for about a minute, and they've kicked 2. Allen gets the tap. They can't break away. Bell had it, tackled by Koutafidis. Blakey had it. He was dispossessed. Kouta back for another go. Gives to Nelson, who's doing well at the moment in midfield. Kicks to the forward pocket, and Whitnell takes a mark. Leading Archer to the ball, trying desperately still, and this time managing to clutch it to his chest.
And even though the game is in North Melbourne, or the Kangaroos keeping Archer still screamed an obscenity then, still doesn't want to give anything away. Any blot on his perfect copybook.
Now Whitnell out near the boundary line, but the good news is it's the left pocket. Can he thread one? He hasn't been able to find it all day. In he comes, and this looks good. He has put it right through the middle. And isn't it amazing how they can start to come when it's all too late and that pressure isn't quite there. But as I said in the third quarter, he'll learn a lot from today. This is a baptism for him. The Kangaroos 17-6, 108. The Blues 9-15.
19. Ball up in the centre, knocked down to Koutafidis, gives to Bradley, handball, a bad one. Found McKay, but he was under immense pressure. Simpson, another possession. An ineffective, yes, it's an effective kick. It found McKernan 8 metres away. Gives to Abraham, long bomb from 70 metres out, and it's just bounced the wrong side. They're playing with Carlton now. 13 minutes final term. The Kangaroos 17-7, 109. Carlton 9-15, 69.
That's 40 points, folks. At the 13-minute mark of the last quarter, Christou chips dangerously. It's knocked away from Bradley. Welsh gives it to Bell, who kicks another. His 4th. Oh, that was tragic.
It was actually very interesting because Craig Bradley was screaming at the fullback to kick the ball to him. He was waving his hands, and when he did, he stopped a little bit, and therefore the ball was able to be punched. So he's actually created the goal where Peter Bell's kicked his 4th goal.
Too many with inspiration all over the field, the Kangaroos. The ball back in the centre in the arms of umpire Scott McLaren as the sun starts to set on this great arena. 95,000 perhaps in attendance have seen the Kangaroos at their awesome best. From the bounce, Allen knocks down to Ratton. Caught a little high but ducked into it. Camporelli steals it, kicks to half forward. There's a free kick back on play. And it'll go the Kangaroos' way. It'll go to Simpson again. How many is that now, Jack? Kicks it sideways, finds Harvey. Harvey over the top, handballs it to Welsh. Half forward flank, 80 from goal. Long bomb to the square. Carey's there. Up flies Manton, drops the mark. Silvani thumps it through just in front of Bell and concedes a behind. 15 minutes on the clock. Final term. The Roos 18-8. Carlton 9-15 stand.
And Capuano has just come back on to give him the opportunity to finish the game. Longmire off.
Bradley had two options. He chose the right one, delivers to the 50, and Beaumont takes the mark. Halfway through the last quarter, and the lead is blown out to 47 points. Beaumont steers his kick towards the middle. Martin boxing Allen under the ball. Lapping the crumb. Great smother. And stolen clean by Pickett, who chips to Harvey. Thinks about a Bell. Decides to kick. Finds Clayton at the 50. Plays on. Kicks badly. Kicks out on the full. And the Blues let off the hook that time. Not a luxury they've experienced too often today. Kangaroos 116 and the Blues 69.
Yeah, that was the shot you have when you're not having a shot from Clayton. Bradley from back pocket spears the ball down the corridor to Massey. Just takes the mark on the juggle. Handballs over the top. Finds Christou. Half-back flank. Long bomb. No, it's about a measured 45-metre kick to Hamill. Good pass. Hamill plays on. Whitnell inside 50 can get there. Mark. He'll run in and kick the goal. Well done, Lance. A late consolation for Lance Whitnell. He's kicked a couple now in this final term.
Skewered vision from up on the top deck of the Ponsford stand. Allen gets the tap for Carlton, and the Blues emerge. Koutafidis kicks a high ball over the 50 into half-forward. Archer takes a wonderful mark, edging Whitnell out, and somehow on outstretched hands marking it as it lobbed. He kicks out over the flank. The Norm Smith medal winner in 96 is in contention again, even if he doesn't win it. He's been a superb contributor in this Premiership victory. He kicks to Harvey, forward of half-back. He comes inside, and Pickett has it for the Kangaroos as the shadows stretch in a faint way across the ground. Kick from Harvey from Pickett out to the wing. Blakey at the fall of the ball, working hard as he has done through his 299 3/4 games. Can't win it cleanly here. Ratton over it for Carlton. He's virtually a Carlton equivalent. Carlton win the ball. Massey, buried, can't dispose of it. It keeps changing hands. No one can get it away cleanly. Now McKay does, but his sweeping hand passes straight to Welsh. They're tired. He fists it back towards Massey. Massey a hand pass. Hopefully for Camporelli and Ratton. Ratton taken over the line. Throw in, southern wing. 17.5 minutes gone. Season is almost done. The Kangaroos haven't won. They'll win their fourth flag. They lead the Blues by 41 points.
Both teams have had enough. Mick Martin over the top from the boundary, throw-in on the wing. Dumps it straight back at the boundary umpire and says, here, you earn your money, I've earned mine.
Scoreboard shot of Jason McCartney, and the crowd draws a big roar from the North Melbourne fans.
Ball in on the wing, and Mick Martin dumps it back out of bounds again and says to the boundary umpire, still haven't hurt your money yet. Have another go. And I hope Jason McCartney runs on the field to celebrate with the boys. Now Mick Martin again from the boundary line, thumps it back out of play again. And the boundary umpire surely has had his check by now. We're a minute away from time on final term. See if you can work it free at the wing, Tim.
Well, if the first is an accident and the second is an accident, isn't the third deliberately out? At the throw-in, Blues have possession momentarily. They've turned it over. Abraham to Scholl, backwards to breakaway King. Here he is on one of those electrifying runs. One bounce, long bomb, back there for Carlton. Allen brings it to ground, straight to Bell, who snaps and misses. It would have been his fifth, and it might have given him a marginal lead in the race for that coveted piece of metal, which we call the Norm Smith medal at the end of the day. 18-9, 107.
Thought about a kick into the MCC side, now heads straight down the centre of the ground. Nelson, the leaper, stays on his feet, doesn't take the mark. Pike the crumb, free kick to Nelson for a push. Pike's not happy, but he hands it back to Nelson just before a 50 was given. Nelson and long bomb to half-forward flank. Pickett and Lappin. Lappin almost a mark. Pickett knocked the crumb away from him. Hogg, maybe his last game. Well, it is his last game. Hands to Hickmock. Hickey back to Hogg. He's caught on a tackle. And umpire Coates will bounce half-forward flank for the Blues. Southern stand side. We're ticking into time on now, and it is a 42-point lead to the Kangaroos.
Hickmott climbs in ruck and knocks it clear, but straight to Pickett, who bursts off the 50 and thumps it out over the wing. Almost everyone up. Carey weighted down out the back. Well tackled. Hand pass loose, stolen by McKay, who runs, kicks Carlton into attack. Good kick to Allen. He's got Whitnell in the square, but he can't get the ball to him because he's had the ball dislodged from his hands. He had another call in short from Koutafidis, but I think he wants to have a shot. The man on the mark, 45 out. Can kick it a long way. Kicks pretty well. Kicks a goal. And the Blues looking to edge towards some respectability. The margin, 36 points. 18-9, 117, the Kangaroos. Carlton, 11-15-81. Scoring shots, the Roos 27, the Blues 26.
Result for them.
Carlton supporters at the moment, the Kangaroo supporters hanging around as the ball is bounced, knocked down to Koutafidis, has a bounce, spears the ball towards Lappin, who's up, can't mark against Byron Pickett. What a one-on-one battle that's been. Off hands is picked up by King, hands to Capuano, great first half from him. He pumps it back towards half forward, but it's all Blues. Manton there, Sexton there. The only thing that'll beat him is the boundary. Sexton picks up, hands to Cooter, and he takes it out of bounds in front of Motlop. And there'll be a ball in, 60 metres from the Kangaroos' goal. 22 minutes on the clock. The Kangaroos about 7 or 8 minutes away from celebration. 18-9, 117 to Carlton, 11-15-81.
Blakey does the ruck work. He helps it down to Motlop, who swings it into the hot spot 30 metres out. Up in front was Manton, couldn't mark. Silvani did well to scoop it out to Hogg, and the veteran breaks away, has a bounce. An attacking hand pass is good to McKay from behind the centre. Kicks towards Allen, who's playing in attack now. It bounces for Whitnell, who soccers toward an unguarded goal. It sprays out towards the behind post and over the boundary line. Probably a better result for the Blues than a behind. 22 and a half gone, 117-81. The Kangaroos by 36 points as that attendance is posted on the board, 94,228.
From the ball in, ball knocked down to Bell, handball to Stevens. At Archer it is, kick around the body, Stevens is off. Kick around the body finds Massey of the Blues, 80 from goal. High bomb, top of the square, Martin front position, Hamilton, Allen up high, Pickett the crummer, gathers, is caught, and umpire Coates a bit quick on the whistle then. We'll have a bounce about 30 metres out from the Blues' goal. Thought about tossing it in the air, clears a path for himself, and now bounces. Allen wins it, knocks it down in the direction of Hickmott. King there, last line of defence, kicks it behind for the opposition. 23 minutes on the clock, and more of the 94,228 that barrack for Carlton are departing.
King short, all the Kangaroos out in the back pocket. Scholl takes the mark. Veteran having a very satisfying day. Now there's a Carlton free kick. As the ball, there's been an infringement up the ground, which means it's turned over either where the infringement occurred or where the ball was, whichever is more advantageous to the team that wins the footy. So it's a Carlton free kick to Manton in the left forward pocket. Scoring chance, hooks his kick and misses by a long way. Another behind.
And Mooney will come off because of that indiscretion.
Still being disciplined.
Yes, because he bowled over Beaumont off the ball, and he's been dragged because he's given an opportunity to finish the game, the grand final, but Dennis Pagan has done the right thing. If you're going to be given that opportunity, son, you don't do those things.
Short kick in from full-back finds Harvey. Back pocket, thought about a chip to Motlop, but Manton was there. So Harvey from the back pocket spears the ball towards Scholl, who takes the mark. No, he dropped it in front of Beaumont. Umpire calls play on. A lot of people thought it might have been a mark, but they were blindsided like I was. A pack forms around the ball, and there will be a bounce close to the boundary on the attacking 50-metre arc for the Blues. The bounce. Allen in front. Pickett thumps the ball across the boundary line. Quite content to see a ball in. Well, the question begs asking, if the capacity here is 95,000, where were the 772 that didn't come, Tim?
Oh, a few members might have just stayed away. Decided it was only going to be about 16 degrees. From the throw-in, Carlton work it forward. Nelson a quick kick. King in the way. Gives it off to Harvey, who switches play and finds Martin. He feeds by hand to Pike, and they're loving Mickey Martin. Pike over the top to Allison. Waits for it to bounce. Got it now. Feeds off to Bell. Down the southern side he goes. From just behind the wing. Threads it forward with his left foot and finds King Carey, who has a rare mark, a rare easy possession on Silvani. He pokes on a pass to Allison, who has it on the half-forward flank. 85 from goal. He chips it onto Motlop, who's kicked a couple. Don't know whether he will here. From well outside 50. Kicks it to the square. Koutafidis rises imperiously. Knocks it clear. Straight towards Hogg, who sweeps it back to the boundary in a little game of volleyball and over the line for a throw-in. We've crossed 25, almost 26 minutes. The Kangaroos by 34 points.
Ball in, gathered by Manton. Wobbly handball finds Bradley after the bounce. Hands off to Beaumont. Long spearing ball looking for Nelson. Gathers on the wing just in time. Handball a bad one. Straight to King of the Roos. Chip inside 50 and it's a mark to Welsh. 48 from goal, and Ratton might have given away 50. No. Just pushes Scholl out of the way, and then Scholl asks the umpire whether that's 50, and the umpire tells him to get away. Welsh a chance to add another goal to his tally. Kicked one in the second term. Minutes to play here before a huge roar and the celebration for the Kangaroos. They've made history again on this 9-acre paddock. Long drop punt, heads goalward from Welsh's boot, and it's just offline. It's a behind. 27 minutes on the clock. 118 to 83.
And, well, he just didn't go hard enough. It had a bit too much carry for him. Bell mops it up, gives it off to Motlop, who chips inside the 50. McKay has to fight for it with Manton. Manton gives it to Massey. Massey to Koutafidis coming off the last line. He scrubs a kick. Oh, it bounces badly for Mickey, but Mickey Martin has got it on a string. He gets it back. He thumps it long in towards full forward, and Carey can deliver the coup de grace as he balances a mark on an outstretched hand, edging Silvani out and winning a body contest against his great rival for perhaps the first time all day during the time that he's played as a fixed forward. He'll have a shot from 30 metres out, as good as directly in front. And he will drive it through. And he'll be embraced by 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of his teammates as they come from everywhere, because they are now prepared to acknowledge publicly that they know the flag has won and will fly at Arden Street through the year 2000. The Kangaroos 1910, 124. The Blues 11-17.
Up against Capuano, who's back on. Ball knocked down towards Ratton. Gets a kick away to centre half forward. King is there, about to pounce, but Hickmock gets there first. Gathers, handballs wildly towards Bradley. Puts him under pressure. Blakey's big thump of about 25 metres toward the boundary. Bradley tries to scoop it up, but can't. Scoops it towards the line. And it'll be tossed in about 50 metres from the Carlton goal. 3 minutes to play before the Kangaroos can celebrate the flag of 99. From the ball in, Whitnell knocks it down to Ratton. Kick inside 50, high ball to full forward. No one home for the Blues. King is there, allows it to bounce, didn't really attack it. Hickmock gets there, makes a contest, and the ball out of play again in the Carlton forward pocket at the punt road end, to which they're kicking in this last term, which is now 30 minutes old. The Roos 19-10, Carlton 11-17.
Martin puts a fist on the ball, not back to the boundary this time. Ratton has it, can't shrug the tackle. Nelson gives it to Massey, taking it away from goal. Now to Ratton, who straightens up, kicks to full forward. In front, Camporelli takes a good mark, with Koutafidis arriving about third in line, trying to snare it from over the back. In fact, it was Hamill in front who took that, and he can have a shot at goal from 25 metres out, directly in front. He hasn't been able to kick one, as he's been so superbly held in check by Mick Martin. In he comes, kicks from 25, hooks it. Has it held up for a goal? Yes, it has. Carlton's 12th of the day, but too little too late. They've kicked 5 in the last quarter, but after the damage was done. The Kangaroos 19-10-124. The Blues 12-17-89, and we've crossed 30 minutes.
Put scoreboard pressure on.
Wouldn't like to be a judge for the Norm Smith. It's a tough one, isn't it?
Oh, my word, it is.
Centre bounce. Up flies Capuano and Allen for one of the last times today. Ball knocked down to Ratton. Gives to McKay. Hands to Camporelli. High ball inside 50. Whitnall can't quite complete the mark. Lappin can't quite snaffle the crumb. Off hands. Picked up by Hamill. Caught by Archer. And that wraparound tackle in those steel arms of Archer.
And the AFL, Dwayne, they've nearly got their wish. We've got a night game, I think.
Yeah,
It's getting a bit dark.
It very much is dark. The lights are on. Still plenty of people home, which is good news. There'll be a huge roar for the Kangaroos in a minute or so's time. From the bounce, Capuano knocks down. Hamill had it. Pickett never had it, but was tackled by Whitnall. And Byron Pickett, one of the great players this afternoon, will take the free kick between fullback and centre halfback. 15 possessions for Byron Pickett. 32 minutes on the clock. And the Roos have it won.
And Pickett particularly good in the first quarter when the Kangaroos were under fire. He goes sideways, and Motlop, a player of the future, marks and kicks out over halfback, but Manson marks it for the Blues. Plays on, gets himself into trouble, gives it to Ratton. A little left footer will find Beaumont. 65 metres or more out on the flank. He comes inside to Camporelli, still well outside 50. Carlton forward circling. Camporelli goes towards Koutafidis, can't take the mark. Kangaroo defence closes on them like a sack with a string at the top, and you see the string just pulling everything shut and preventing anything inside from getting out or anything outside from getting in. 32 and a half gone. It's nearly over. The Kangaroos by 35.
Umpire Scott McLaren bounces 45 from the Blues goal. Ball knocked down. Ratton grabs it. Handball's out. Looking for Ange. Falls over but gets a handball away straight to Abraham. He to Pickett. Kick smothered brilliantly by Ratton. The ball to Koutafidis in a pack. Can't break free. And umpire McLaren will have to sort it all out again. Players slowly get to their feet. 50 metres from the Blues goal. Allen prepares for the ruck contest against Capuano. Magnificent first half, quelling the champion ruckman of the competition. Knocks it down to Simpson. It's a handball outside defensive 50. McKay there, lapping over it. Also there is Abraham. And yet again, umpire McLaren. And there it is. The siren. The Kangaroos have lived the dream. The dream of everyone that's ever put on a pair of footy boots. They won the grand final of 99. 19-10, 124 to Carlton, 12-17, 89.
The margin is 35 points. The margin on this day last year was 35 points the other way. That day, the Kangaroos were shattered, humbled. They had to rebuild themselves, rediscover the pride, everything that it takes to win a premiership. And they have won it by exactly the same margin that they lost it. And today they rejoice.
And the Kangaroo players in a huddle. And who is it in the middle of the huddle? Jason McCartney. That's great to see. Being sprayed with champagne amid a sea of photographers that are copying a spray but getting the shot star after. Dennis Pagan's in there.
John Longmire is in there, and today he's wearing his battle dress and not the club blazer and a collar and tie that he wore in 1996. He didn't have a big impact, but there was a moment in the third quarter when Capuano was hurt. Carlton looked to be edging back, or he had to try and hold the fort in the ruck. He played a role. And they're singing the song that the Kangaroo fans like the best. They're changing the words next year. This is the last time we'll hear it in the traditional way. North Melbourne, the team that plays for, well, a lot of you out there. The Kangaroos have won the 99 flag. They won the centenary flag And they won the last flag of the 1990s. To some, the last flag of the 20th century. Some would argue there's still one to go. The goal kickers. Bell and Grant, 4 each. McKernan, 3. 2 each to Motlop, Abraham and Carey. 1 each to Welsh and Scholl. For Carlton, 2 each to Lappin and Whitnell. And 1 apiece to Ratton, Brown, Camporelli, Rice, Beaumont and Allen. The Kangaroos 1910 124. The Blues 12 17 89. Kangaroo fans, sing along. And they have crowned a wonderful era now. It began when Dennis Pagan took over in 1993. Wayne Schimmelbusch suddenly sacked before the season. And just as suddenly...